Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, you know, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, you know, no matter how them try run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
I remember the days, all those years ago that never fade away. And I remember your face when you hit the ground. I can recall the time and place on the midnight walk through the old streets, trying to turn back the clock to the days of old, back to the days when all the things we knew were made of gold. As the world moves on, time sings a song. In the old neighborhood, as the clock strikes one, the memory lives just as it stood, like a quiet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the HARAMS Report. And if you're new here, this is the beginning of the summer semester. So please make sure you hit the like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So as you can see, you are in a class. This class is called Negrology 101. And as your professor, HARAMS, I would be breaking it all down for you. But before I get into this, let me give you my credentials so that you would know you are getting the best and most up-to-date education about what is happening with the Blatt. Because you see, you have been seeing many behaviors. You just jump to certain conclusions. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. But you need a man who's been out here, a man that have been gathering information on Negrology to achieve the degree that I have, which is, you know, is called a negrologist, as the first and only real negrologist out here. My field is expansive, as you can tell. It's not only here in America, it's all the way where it all began, in the Black Factory. That's right, you heard it, the Black Factory. And I guess you're probably like, where is the Black Factory at? The Black Factory is Africa. Yes, but there are many, many different kinds of blacks, and we would get into all that here today. I would break it all down. So last week, guys, it was very funny. There was a lot of stuff happening in the news. But in the last broadcast, there were several callers. And as you know, in Negrology 101, you might get upset because you might be some of the people that are going to be described here, and you are probably not gonna like it, but please just stick around. This class here is not here to pick on anyone. This class is not biased. We use all materials from all people, from all walks of lives. It is open and fair. white people do call into this show, but I would think in today's show, which is the Black COMMUNITAH, so the events that took place, there is no white involvement here. So, but still, the white people, black people, because you know, America, the home of the whites, the blacks live in the white man's home. Me, myself, I'm on the white man's internet right now as we speak. Imagine, I don't want to upset the white people. I don't want to come up with my own rules and say, you know, oh, you can't speak, or you can't enroll in Negrology 101. You see? Because they have made it easy for people like me. This is why you don't see me out here begging to build a school, you see? Because the white men have made it so easy. I don't have to build the infrastructure. So I can just come here and enroll and have people enroll in Negrology 101, and I can just teach it. So that's what I'm doing here. But you see, the Black COMMUNITAH have been taking many, many L's in this past week. Last week, there was something trending in the news in the United States of America. And some of you already probably know about it, and some this might be new. I have even been on Chaotic's channel and I heard their take on it. But you guys know, I like to wait so that I can get clear and precise information, because I don't want to give you the wrong information. You guys would remember in the previous broadcast that I did, Radi called in, Zongo called in, Rashid called in, and they had a little debate. Because as your negrologist, I don't put feelings into this. I am giving you the most accurate information. You see, it's up to you to utilize that information. But do not get upset at me or the other students in the classroom here. When they say something, please debate it constructively. But don't start getting into your feelings about, oh man, how they're going to judge me. No, sir. Maybe, just maybe, you are not allowing your mind to see things for a reason. What are you scared of? But as your professor, I would help guide you. I would walk with you all the way without you feeling any guilt and shame. And please do not forget to contribute to the Negrology Fund. If you haven't already enrolled in the class, we do accept super chats here, and also, you know, the cash apps are also open. Probably, who knows, in the near future, you know, we might open a Negrology, School of Negrology somewhere in an African village. We're going to need water and toilet. So please, don't be stingy. Be open to the idea of teaching people this subject of Negrology. So over in Chicago last week, you guys remember there was a mother who went to these fast food joints. And in fact, this scenario, ladies and gentlemen, it happened exactly. I mean, exactly just like how I describe things here. Just exactly. So when I was saying it, people are like, oh man, Professor Damas, oh, how dare you say such a thing? Do you hate black people? I was like, hate? If I hate the blacks, I wouldn't be talking about the blacks. No one loves the blacks more than me. If I did not like the blacks, I wouldn't talk about the blacks. So this mother, you know, because I was saying, avoid this type of neighborhoods. In fact, I said the immigration, the United States immigration, they should use my video and pay me for it as orientation for the new African blacks that are coming here, because there is many blacks in Africa too. So maybe Professor Damas would help enlighten them and places to avoid. And the map exactly, you guys remember, I named the exact place. You guys were upset at me. But you see, I don't hold it against you because I understand my scope of knowledge in this. Yours is not up to par yet because you cannot learn this from watching CNN. I'm sorry. You have to do the field work. I have gone and did field work for 8 years in the Negroes' natural habitat prison, state prison. I worked there. I have had interviews with people. Many will be very upset at this, but please don't be upset. Just relax. Open your mind. Open your mind. So I said, avoid. What places did I say avoid? Southside Chicago. I was very precise. I said, because, things happen in these places, right? That is beyond your control. The type of people that are there, it doesn't mean you hate them whatsoever. It's like, look, if somebody invites you to come and kick it with them in Khartoum right now, Sudan, Khartoum, and you reject it, does that mean you hate that person? It's just common sense. It doesn't mean you hate the people in Sudan. You just like to live in a nice, quiet environment where you don't like seeing people, hopping into their jet fighters when they quarrel and start dropping bombs, or people shooting at each other from rooftops. No, thank you. I would like to walk down the street or jog, seeing the white women run by with their dogs. Hello, Mr. Damas. Oh, hello, Susie. You walk past, you go straight to your coffee shop, you grab your coffee. That kind of life. Some of you would, I see someone dropping there upset, but just relax, just relax. Let me read some of these super chats before we go to Chicago. Let me show you what happened in Chicago, right? The reason why you should avoid these places. It's nothing against the people there. Look, you're not saying, hey, man, I'm not staying here because, I don't like you people. No. It's like, now, is it a crime to not want to live in a war zone? People, it's not a crime. Don't be ashamed of it. It's not a crime. The same people that are trying to encourage you of that, have you noticed they don't live there either? They don't live there. They live in these neighborhoods that I just told you, where they just walk around and white women walk by with their dogs. Some are riding bikes. These people, they go to their coffee shops and then they come on the internet and tell you, nah, man, man, you gotta go move into the hood. You're like, wait, but you don't live there. Like, you live in these areas that I'm explaining. You are over there at the coffee shop in the white neighborhood. You are at the restaurant. You go to the museums. You are out there showing your teeth because, Negroes got to show their teeth wherever they go. It's a sign of happiness. I'm not mad at you. So I know that distinction. So if you're not going to take the mantle and study things and bring the right information to the people, step out of the way for the professionals. And also another topic we're going to be talking about, some of the Black queens traveled all the way to Ghana and they were twerking to send respect, honor their ancestors. We will touch on that as well before we open the line. Let me read these super chats and then we would get into the show itself. Dwale, thank you very much for the super chat. Dwale said, welcome back, my warrior. Thank you for the super chat. Let's go. Let's see here. Another super chat from LA Wilkes. LA Wilkes, thank you for paying your Black tax, to the professor. And I see that you are enrolled in the class. Welcome back. Just make sure, there are certain questions you can't ask. Certain phrases are not allowed in this class. One of them Top of it is reparation. And if you happen to use reparation, make sure it's saying the professor should be receiving reparations. Other than that, that type of conversation is not allowed, or requesting, asking, the professor relinquish properties to you for things that he played no part in. But thank you for the super chat. He said, "Hello, my fellow African Americans." He is sending greetings to the African Americans. American Rifleman, thank you for the super chat. He said, "Do you offer Negrology diplomas or certificates?" Absolutely. If you stay till the end of the semester, I would be giving homeworks, just like we gave the homework last week to Zongo, and we got Zongo's answer today. Rashid got an A plus plus. His description, we got a video here, but suddenly we would be issuing diplomas to students who mastered their Negrology here. But thank you for the super chat, and very, very good questions. Very good questions. I like that question. All right. So we got L.A. Wilkes again. He said, "If a girl is in Nigerian and trying to steal my identity, I don't want her." Yes. You shouldn't. But sir, today we are going to leave the Nigerians alone. They have not done anything. Today, oh, yes, because the Nigerians are related to the Blatts. So, well, yeah, you can be with her. Okay, let's go. Where was I? All right, all right, all right. Now that we got the fair use out of the way, let us get right into the topic. And I want to say Akwaba to you all. So, ladies and gentlemen, so exactly like I was explaining, I said, when you live in these ghetto areas, your chances of finding yourself in a violent situation goes up by 80%. And some people came, they were like, they try to argue as if I'm just saying this to be malicious, or because I just making it up, or I have something against anyone. And also I said, in fact, you are free. This is because America is a free country. You're free to live wherever you want, but I'm just explaining to you what you should be expecting in these places. So we got a video newscast straight from Chicago. And this is from a credible white channel, and it's reported by white people. So let us go straight to Chicago and see the single mother who directed her son to take out a Chicago Pookie. Because you see, these neighborhoods, they are infested with, single mothers. So the Pookies and rares, that's their habitat. So you will see in this video exactly, what I'm saying to you. One raised their son to be their protector against who? The other rares, the other Pookies that would come and harm them. I see Chaotic in the house. Chaotic twerking is part of ancient African history. Chaotic, I rock with you, but you are talking Blatt. I'm talking ghetto Blatt history. If you were taught this in school, you got to go back and get your tuition. Have you guys noticed when You know, all the things they want to attribute to Africa is degenerate things. But if it's excellence, they don't. It's not Africans. Africans are too dumb to achieve that. Oh, what many other Africans been doing? Some of these Pan Africans, they would claim Egypt. That's right. They would claim the pyramids. We built the pyramids. Oh, you were related to the pharaohs? I did not know that. Anyways, let us go straight to the news. Let's hear from the white people. All right. This Chicago woman
unfolds in court. A mother accused of ordering her son to commit murder in a West Pullman restaurant. The mother and son are now charged, both of them. Elizabeth Matthews joins us now with more on this developing story. Elizabeth?
Yeah, not only that, mom, who's accused of giving those shoot-to-kill orders, is now being held on $3 million bail. Parts of that shooting were actually captured on this restaurant's surveillance video, which helped the witnesses identify the suspects to police. So this all happened Sunday night, police tell us, just after 11 o'clock, about 11:05 p.m. 35-year-old Carlisha Hood and her 14-year-old son arrived at the Maxwell Street restaurant.
Did you guys hear the name? Carlisha Hood. Carlisha Hood. So, did you guys, some of you that are new in this Negrology 101 class, you guys probably thought, you know, this professor is not credible. This guy is crazy. If I did not have this evidence, they would be like, this guy is crazy. He's just making this up. You know, it's not possible for someone to name their kids that. So look at the way she's dressed, right? She's got on her nightgown, Jiffy Pop head thing. I just paused this to give you an accurate view, to let you know, when you see any neighborhood you go to, you see people walk around, even one, like if you're looking for a place to move to, you see people walk around looking like that. It means you can't move. You can't, if you make sure you don't move into that neighborhood. And because you know what? The issue is you are going to get caught up. You know why Carlisha Hood and her son left their home at 11 at night going to this chicken joint? That's right. That's where they're going. So some of these chicken places around in America, they exist only in certain neighborhoods. And I would assure you, these chicken joints, they are better than your famous chicken joints, you know. But they only exist in that location. Only in that location. You will be at home. She was at home with her son. They are watching TV. Started craving that chicken. That's where the trouble starts. And guess who else was craving that chicken? That's right, Pookie. And if you mess around, you move into these neighborhoods, you become addicted to this chicken too. Even if you move to the suburbs, you'll be in the suburbs and you will crave these chickens. Haven't you guys heard about some of these popular rappers or people that make a lot of money? They moved out of the hood, they went there and they get shot. If you notice, most of the time, what place are they trying to look for? They go to? Where do they catch them? This famous neighborhood spot where that food, you cannot find that food anywhere else but at that particular joint. At that particular joint. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of history, how all this unraveled. So I would let them continue.
On South Halstead at 117th.
And she got the June 10th flag.
17th. Hood went in for food. Her son waited in the car. Prosecutors say that's when she began arguing with this man, 32-year-old Jeremy Brown, who was also inside ordering food at the time. Hood began texting her son.
You see, that's the son right there. You guys remember how they say, oh, if you see a black boy with a hoodie, they got their hand in the pocket, oh, you can't be scared. You see, he's got a hoodie on. He's got his hands in the hoodie. Let's find out what's in his pocket. Look, I'm trying to help. Look, I don't care. I'm not one of those people, right, who sees logic, what makes sense. And I pretend like it doesn't make sense just to please somebody, or, not, oh, my feelings are hurt. You goddamn right. You'll be saying that behind my back, meaning I'll be able to hear it. But if you're all naive, you want to pretend, oh no, there's no way people would, some teenage black kid, he just loves putting his hands in his pocket and he likes wearing hoodies. Okay, so let us see what's in the hoodie. Maybe he's got flowers there. He wants to give it to Pookie,
who appeared in the doorway, hands in his pockets. A fight became physical between Hood and the victim. The victim was able to punch the woman once. That's when prosecutors say the boy pulled out a gun, fired a single shot to the victim's back, followed him outside, kept firing, striking him fatally twice in the back.
Once outside of the restaurant, while the co-defendant was...
So did you guys hear that? We would let this, I think she's the assistant state's attorney. This white woman you're seeing here, she works for the state. So she's going to tell us what happened.
Was still shooting at the victim. The defendant instructed her son, the co-defendant, to continue to shoot and kill the victim. Once the co-defendant finished shooting the victim, the defendant turned her focus towards witness one. She began pointing at witness one and instructing her son to shoot her.
You guys see? That's her right there. Guys, some of you might be new in Negrology 101. But if you're not new here, I'm going to refresh your memory. Did I not tell a story here and say avoid the single mamas, the black single mamas, all the single moms? Did I not instruct you guys? I said, because you might lose your life. In fact, I gave an example of an African, Gambian guy to be precise, who married this single mom. And the single mom got a son that is 14, like this woman's son right here. So he's there, comes from work. And some of you Africans, I don't know what is wrong with you. You are so naive. You see danger right in front of you. You pretend, you just go thinking, oh, it's all good. Let me eat my jollof rice. Let me eat my egusi soup and just go lay in the couch. Let me watch CNN till I sleep, while the enemy is staring down at you with the baseball bat. That's what he did. That kid, while this man is sleeping on the couch, took a baseball bat to his head. So there, you have to wake up. You have to wake up. Have some respect for your own life. At least preserve your own life. So when you got like Dr. Umar and others running around talking about, oh man, you should go marry these single moms. Hey, go right ahead. Miss Hood here, Miss Callis, sir, I guess she's a registered gun owner. But while she's arguing with the guy punched her in her face. So, which is interesting. Who raised that Pookie? Probably. He was raised by another single mom. One raised their child to go around and beat women. He probably was his single mom. He's watched her, rumble and tumble with several different Pookies and Rays. Now, you can see if the fathers are not present, these young boys that you are seeing that are killers in those streets, that are taking guns, where are they learning it from? Who raised them? How come people don't say this? But they would say it is the white man. You see? So this woman, she lives in a neighborhood where she knows it's dangerous. She took the steps. She got a gun permit and got herself a gun. You see, America is a crazy place. I've told you guys this. It reminds me of Gambia. You know, in other African countries, you guys will be familiar with this. They have, many stray dogs just running around. And some of these dogs are rabid dogs, meaning the dog has got this disease, they go crazy. But it's like the people, they're still there like, hey, we'll let these dogs run around. We don't care, you could be rabid. But the moment you act on that rabid, they take the dog out. They have a remedy for it. So in America, it's the same thing. They say freedom of speech. They say they got the Second Amendment and all of that. They're like, hey, you're free to go crazy. But we also have remedies for people that decide they no longer want to be civil. So, people were talking about this in an emotional state. But no, this woman, she went in. She's probably rehearsed this. She's let her son, this was so natural. And people were like, how come the boy didn't just stop at one bullet when he wounded him? That's not how it's done in Chicago, guys. That is not how it's done. Because that guy was going to his car. What do you think he was going to do? So this mother lives in a combat zone. She's like, no, son. You got to finish this job. Because you can't allow him to come back. As cold as it sounds, that's how it's done over there. So if you are not part of that culture, I don't see any reason why you would subject yourself to it. These are the type of things you could find yourself in. You could be in that chicken joint. People would be slapping each other or shooting at each other. What if a stray bullet takes you out? You got to think about all these things. This type of environments even kills your positive vibe. It changes you. Look at this woman. Maybe at one time she used to be a sweet woman, but that neighborhood stripped her soul away from her completely. So let us continue.
Prosecutors say the hood even tried to get the gun from her son, but he pushed her away. No shots were fired at that witness, who is also the victim's girlfriend. Both mother and son facing murder charges. She's also charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor. The teen boy also facing unlawful use and possession of a firearm. Both, we're told, did surrender themselves to police yesterday. We're also told that Hood, the woman charged in this, the mom charged in this, also had a FOID card herself and was licensed to conceal carry. Reporting live, Elizabeth Matthews, Fox 32, Chicago.
All right. So there were people questioning, why does the little boy, no, he's not little, he's 14, okay? And why does he have a gun? It's not his gun, it's his mother's gun, and the gun was licensed. But still, under the law, I'm talking under the law, they were, they charged her as, like giving instructions to her son to delete the Pookie that put his hands on the mother. But as of right now, the charges have been dropped. Just so you guys know, it has been ruled as self-defense. The mom and the child, they've moved on. Now they are, the mom is now suing the city of Chicago. So this is where they are at. But I'm just glad the news broke it down So those of you that are in denial, you know, my new Africans, you know, here is your news for you. Okay? So don't go by people's feelings. Just do what is best for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna go to the next topic. That's right. And this next topic, look, I cannot even start it without making sure I tell you Akwaba, because this happened all the way in Ghana.
Beautiful key dance.
All right. That's right. I want to say Akwaba. Akwaba to all my 23 and me blacks, the black Indians, and you know, the Tatanese. And I want to say shout out to all of you. Great cultural exchange there, ladies and gentlemen. So that's a Ashanti dance from Ghana, because we've heard many of, you know, some of these blacks running around. They would do stuff. They're like, man, oh man, this is African culture. You know, but before we go into this, I also want to give you a little bit of shocker here, because there were many some of these blacks, some of the outspoken ones, in fact, have denied in the past that they were Africans. They were calling themselves foundational Black Americans. When they say foundation, that would mean they are from here, right? They are from here. Remember when they thought they could get free money from the white people, called reparation? They don't know that white people consider Section 8 as reparation, food stamps as reparations, all this free stuff and putting you in their jobs. That's all reparation. You see, building a nice country. They're like, let's share this. So when I come and tell you that secret, you get mad at me. But I think deep down, you know it. You know it. But you're like, man, shut up. Why you got to bring me back to reality? And in fact, some of them have gone so far as denying that this slavery did happen. But this topic is taking us all the way to Ghana at Elmina Castle. So we know Elmina Castle back in the days was a trading post. It wasn't only for slaves, but they had slaves there as well. But the Negroes that say they are Indians, the Negroes that deny that the Atlantic slave trade ever happened, how can they be upset at this topic we are about to discuss? Because that would debunk their position. That would mean they would acknowledge that, in fact, the transatlantic slave trade did in fact happen. That would mean they are not foundational to this country. That would mean they are not Indians. If you don't believe that some of them claim to be Indians, let me refresh your memory. Let me refresh your memory here about a conversation. And these conversations, usually when Africans see it, they can't believe it. They're like, what? This person must be trolling. Here, let me play this.
Please watch this video. Watch this video you're about to see. Just be patient.
The majority of African Americans that lived here were brought over here.
No,
No.
that's not economically sound.
What do you mean by it's not economically sound?
So what I'm saying is, people were already here. Does it make sense to go all the way to this other continent to bring people on a boat when we know that half of your stock is going to die? You wouldn't do that.
So how many people do you think were brought over from Africa on slave ships? Because that definitely happened.
I don't believe it.
What do you mean you don't believe it?
I don't believe that story. You think this whole land was empty? No, there were natives here.
Right.
But today we're taught that natives is some other people. No, natives are the melanated African.
All right. You guys got that? You know, you guys seen him. He said it's not economically sound. And, you know, he was like, yeah, how is that possible? Well, let us find out if this, in fact, did happen. Because you see, Bob Marley said, you can run and run. You can keep running, but you can't run away from yourself. You can't run away from yourself. So now let us go to the leader of the blacks, the recent leader of the blacks, who have in fact denied not only are they not Africans, they have a name given to people from Africa, feathers. So let us hear what the leader of FBA had to say about what happened at Elmina Castle.
Ratchets, because it's very ratchet. There are a lot of African cats who are mad, and I don't know why they're mad, because them twerking at Elmina, that's not being disrespectful to the African, because the Elmina Castle basically, hell, the Africans were the ones who were over there. Some of them were doing the selling. So, you know.
Now, I've already debunked it.
So did you guys hear? So again, he came, he squeezed himself in, but the entire thing is to take shots at Africans. He said, oh, that's not disrespecting the Africans. You know, so basically saying, oh, you should disrespect the Africans, and trying to say, hey, you know, the Africans were the ones selling, meaning any African that was born in Africa, by that virtue, you are guilty. You are automatically from slave traders. So those who were born in the Americas, they were the victims. You see what I'm saying? But in reality, it was Africans that sold other Africans. Whatever kind of Africans they were, the location they were in is called Africa. That's right. So this debunked their foundation. Talk about, you notice with the blacks, they always create self-inflicted disrespect for themselves. They turn themselves into laughing stock, because 1 minute he is the leader of the foundation of blacks, Americans. They have nothing to do with America, but the truth would come out, because the people that are truly your ancestors, hey, you can play all this Hollywood thing, but when somebody truly go there at that nucleus and touch it, no matter how pretend you want to pretend, it touches you, and it touched him. He touched him. He's like, oh, all right, it's time for me to stop doing the African thing. Let me do my Negro babble here and be like, you know, hey, you were supposed to disrespect the Africans. So why would you want to disrespect the Africans? If you are African, you are a descendant yourself. But this is Negroes for you.
This nonsensical talking point already. Go to my playlist section. I have a playlist entitled The Slave Trade Debunked, where I speak about things like this whole narrative about the African sold us into slavery. It's bullshit, because the fact of the matter is, guess what? A lot of us who are sold into slavery, yes, we can trace our lineage back to certain societies that were also engaged in the slave trade. Yes, indeed. And in fact, I did a video on a West African slave trader who sold a couple Africans into slavery and then got captured and sold into slavery in the same day, later on in the same exact day. And he ended up somewhere in the United States, if I'm not mistaken. So when you hear people talk about the Africans sold us into slavery and they try to paint this one-sided narrative like, oh, back in Africa, I was just on my farm milking my goats and I was just minding my business, and then some random Africans captured me and sold me into slavery.
And this guy is absolutely right. So people want to, they just want to narrate this story 1 minute. It's like, yeah, we were just, I've even heard people walking on the beach. So they like create this, like nice, wonderful world in Africa where all these people just got along because they were black. But they, the victims, these other ones came and just grabbed them. And some would just say it was the white people that kidnapped them. But that's not here or there, right? Let's just continue with the twerking, and then we would have Phil also give his take. And this is fair use for entertainment purposes.
slavery. I wasn't even doing nothing. No. A lot of y'all was in the slave trade too, and y'all got sold into slavery as get back. So it is what it is. Stop complaining because you ended up on the losing end of the battle. Stop complaining because you ended up on the losing end of the conflict. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. The French battled the Spanish battled the French, the British battled the Americans. It is what it is. The Mandinka battled against the Fulani, the Dahomey battled against the Oyo. It is what it is, man. Men gonna go to war, men gonna battle for power. Stop being a bitch. Just like today, go to Brazil. You're going to see a lot of the descendants of the Yoruba in Brazil. You're going to see a lot of descendants of the Oyo Empire in Brazil. Go to Haiti. You're going to see a lot of descendants of the Dahomey Kingdom in Haiti. You're going to see a lot of descendants of the Mandinka up in Haiti, right? A lot of us in the diaspora, we come from these different factions that were going to.
All right. So he's giving the whole spiel. That's for a different class. I just wanted to show you Tariq came out. So that would mean he accepted being African again, right? African. So the Black queens, as you see, they are not only doing their thing in America, all the way to Ghana. They were twerking on Elmina Castle, where slaves were held. So they said they're doing it for the ancestors. But I've got a good video here to share with you from none other than Phil the Advisor. From Phil the Advisor. Here's the thing. These same people now all of a sudden want to step in. They got issues with twerking. They can tell the black woman anything. The black woman is in charge of these guys anyways. They control what they call the black culture. They haven't done anything on top of Elmina Castle that they have not already done here in America. This is like getting mad at a zebra for being a zebra, for having white and black stripes. Hey, you can paint the zebra, but once water touches that zebra, you would find out that, nah, it's not a donkey. It is in fact a zebra. You see? What makes you think they are gonna go all the way to Ghana and not, show their natural self? You guys remember first it was Mick Mill, but this made Mick Mills like a child's play. And this is what they call the black culture. This is what it is. Yeah, people are gonna come, like when you actually lay it out in a nutshell, this is what it is. Did you guys see I showed you? I would show you again to refresh your memory. Because some people want to go, oh man, twerking happened in Africa. Look, people that walk around doing this type of, I'm pretty sure it happens, but I would think any place that held slaves during the transatlantic slave trade, today, if it's standing, would be at least sacred to the blacks. Any blacks who, those people's, their blood runs through your vein, would have respect for it and not, go there and disrespect it. But if you look at it at this point, you got to be honest, what is sacred to the blacks? What is sacred? So some of the blacks that get mad at me or other Africans, when they ask, what is the black culture? This is what they mean. Because there is not uniformity as people think it is. Because who's going to hold these ladies accountable? They've been getting away with it here in America. You are seeing women, grown women in their 50s, doing this same behavior. Now you can't even tell the difference. The mama, you know, the daughter, the granddaughter, they mimic each other all across the board. You guys remember I was telling you how they are saying Accra is now like Atlanta, ATL? And some of you think, oh man, it's just talk. Oh, some of you are like, yeah, let's turn it into Atlanta. But I don't think you guys are ready to bastardize a culture that is intact like that in Ghana. Now, you do not want to entertain that, because you see, in America, this is entertained and encouraged and rewarded for a reason. If you allow people to just be degenerate and not have control of their identity themselves, then you get to control them. So these ladies, in their defense, hey, they thought it's normal. They've been doing it in America. They've seen their mama do it. They've seen their grandma do it. They've seen it done on Love and Hip Hop. You know, they've seen it done on Basketball Wives. You know, so the ratchet behavior is what is promoted all around the world. But when people say it, some get mad. But this is why I would allow the blacks themselves to finally grow some backbone and speak to their queens. And then, as your professor, I would come and break it down. The truth shall set you free, people. I think the reason why I believe in that, right? The truth setting you free. See, I went to a Christian Catholic, from middle school all the way to 12th grade. It's a boys' school. And they would give you these books. It's a notebook, where you write, you take notes in. That it's not free, you buy it. But in front of this book, the book is a yellow book. And all these books, it says in front of it, the truth shall set you free. And when it resonated with my heart, because that's what I have always believed. The truth shall set you free. So you will never be free until you accept the truth. And whether you like it or not, it will be shown. Yes, what works in America or in your hood will not work in the suburbs. Phil and many others had the opportunity to tell the truth, speak the truth, but they chose to blame racism. And everybody else except take accountability for their black community. But here we go.
I do not like that there are hood rats that are traveling the world. I can't stand that. I believe hood rats should be relegated to their areas and definitely stay in America with the hood rat behavior that was born and bred here in America. Is Phil is Phil an advocate for segregation now? I thought segregation was hateful. So Phil said hood rats should not be allowed to travel. Why do you guys think felons? America does not allow felons to travel. Canada does not allow, if you have a DUI, meaning drinking on, driving while, you're under the influence. If you get charged with that, all these countries keep their degenerates. America does not even issue you passport. But some would say, oh man, it's racist. So the truth comes out. Phil is like, man, I would advocate for the hood rats to be relegated to their own area. This is what America has been saying. The white people, but you call them racist. But here we go.
Same way you can say about Pookie and Ray Ray, but see, Pookie and Ray Ray really don't be traveling like that, but the hood rats will travel. Case in point, we got a video that just recently went viral of some hood chicks went to Ghana on top of Elmina Castle, the slave castle. Now, you have not seen this video. Oh, boy. Let's review it.
That's right. This is right on top of Elmina Castle. They are twerking. You know, the popular degenerate American dance that they try to ascribe to us Africans. You guys better not ever say this is African. You guys need to stop with this. What part of Africa except Uganda where you walk by and see people shaking their ass like this? And the sad part about it is, you want to be so degenerate, at least be good at it. Look at these women, especially the ones in the white. These women are very stiff. They are like men. They can't even twerk better. They can't even, at least if you're going to be degenerate, make sure you send the best. Whereby it's like, okay, when they look at it, they might be like, all right, you know what? Fine, we get it. You know, yeah, you went on top of, you know, Elmina Castle, but, you know, we'll let you go this time around. But you did your thing, girl. You did your thing. But that's not what we are seeing, except the one here in the orange. But the rest here, they are all stiff. These women, they do not stretch at all. You can tell. They do not stretch. So you mean to tell me you went all the way to Elmina Castle? All the way. You knew you were going to be twerking. You did not even take the time to at least practice twerking before you get there. Now they've embarrassed the entire Blatts, because the Blatts now, they can no longer be walking around here with their chin up talking about they are good at twerking. White people have surpassed them. I have seen better white girls twerk. The Chinese women have surpassed them. So not only did they go there and embarrass their ancestors, they embarrassed themselves, they embarrassed their culture, they've exposed their culture as one time, you know, telling people, oh yeah, you know, look at it, we can twerk. They point to Beyonce. Beyonce cannot twerk. I knew Beyonce could not twerk, but you weren't allowed to say it. Who do you think these women learned their twerking from? Who? They could have at least set their ego aside, go on TikTok or YouTube and at least practice twerking. That's all I'm saying. I get it. Sure, you're going to be degenerate out there, and you know the people are going to talk. They're going to talk. And we are talking. Besides the one in the orange, all the rest, they need to be sent to a class for twerking. Did you guys see? Did you? I know you guys are probably thinking, man, Professor Damus, how are you so good at analyzing twerking? Did you guys not see at the end what she did? I told you, she's very stiff. She had to use her own hands to make her ass shake. That is not twerking. That means this lady is very stiff. This is a total embarrassment for you to come on the internet and embarrass yourself like this. And where did she do it? On Elmina Castle. Okay. Let me show you this woman using her own hands to make her ass jiggle. Here. Did you not see? Did you guys see that?
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You're crazy.
You know, let me say something here. You know, going to Elmina Castle has had.
You guys see Elmina Castle here? Phil, shout out to Phil. He's doing a good job on this one here. But guys, this is Elmina Castle. So clearly, it is clear. It is clear that, you know, Elmina Castle existed. The transatlantic slave trade did in fact happen, right? Despite what that guy, the video I showed you, tried to say. So that's Elmina Castle. So let's see what Phil has to say.
Had a lot of reactions from definitely a lot of Black Americans, because Elmina Castle was the place that Africans were taken to prior to leaving African soil to go to the Western world to be enslaved. So a lot of people, it has a emotional connection with them. Now, myself personally, I have not been to Elmina Castle, but I will be going here in a few months. And no, I will not be doing any degenerate filth while there, because I'm going to be learning something. I'm going to be filming and everything else that I need to do while I'm in Ghana. But you have these particular hood rats that come from the United States.
So for those of you that are new in the class, Habibi said Afridamus coming up with excuses to rewatch the twerking clip. Nah, Habibi. Nah. Here's wallahi, that's not what it is. It's just education here. As your professor, I just want to make sure some of these students in the class, because you know some of these students are very slow. Please make sure you hit the like. You hit the like. So guys, you are seeing clearly right here. You know, I am not the one saying this. Phil, the Black himself, he went all the way to Ethiopia. You know, he's got, I think she's like a Hispanic wife, you know, a Hispanic wife. So, so he was avoiding this. So he's not happy that they went all the way and now they are showing their hood rat behavior. They are showing it to the world. They did it for the ancestors. My goodness.
And instead of getting an education, they go on top of Elmina Castle, not taking pictures, but go on top of Elmina Castle, just doing degenerate filth. Now, people that have been to Elmina Castle have said that where they were twerking at, right below it is where the slaves were held in these dark dungeons. So above that dungeon, they going out here just being straight degenerates. I don't know what happened to y'all in this Black community. I don't know. It's like you have embraced.
Do you guys see? You guys see this? This is in America. There's a place called World Star Hip Hop. Guys, I do not. That place, that's where they showcase this type of behavior. So he's very pissed off. He's like, man, I can't believe, you know, we can't be the best Blacks anymore because the hood rats are leaving. Because you see, in Africa, the Pookies, right? There are some Pookies that went to Africa. We've seen them, we've showcased them, you know, but theirs is not as bad. You see what I'm saying? And some of them, they know how to quickly adjust because they find other Pookies that they are a little bit, you know, they're on the same level. They kick it. You see, they haven't been the problem. But who have we been seeing? It's like the old hood rats and now the young ones. That's what we've been seeing. So here we go.
Filth. You have embraced degenerate culture.
The only thing that upset me there, she had on the American flag twerking in that. I am very offended by that. Please let me know your comments, how you feel about me being so upset at that woman wearing that American flag and twerking in it. This woman can, my goodness, this is so sad.
You have embraced it. And this is part of that modern woman society that a lot of men want to get the hell away from. Like, fellas, do you want to marry any of those women? Who wants to bring that home to your family and say, hey?
We know, guys, so Phil is standing his ground He's because before he tried to tell you guys that his wife wasn't Hispanic or white. She's a light-skinned black, whatever. Or he's like, oh, she's got African in her, like the semantics. So now he's letting you know, this is why I married my white wife. Who wants to bring this home, to your people? The man's got a point there. And some of you Ghanaians, imagine you bring if one of these were your girlfriend or wife, you brought her there. And she all of a sudden just like, oh man, the twerking wind just hit me. Because it's like a battery. They just start shaking. They just start, it's like I've seen black women do this. I'm like, why is she dancing? Is there music somewhere? Like there's no music. They start. There's not even music. I'm like, what? Like, what's going on? So sure, the man is right. Who wants to take this? Who wants to be seen with this type of women? Please put your answer there. Phil is absolutely correct. He's asking good questions. You go, Phil. We over here at the Afridamus report at Negrology 101, we do not discriminate. We accept your wife too. No need to tell them she's a light-skinned black person. I mean, she's Hispanic of white persuasion. I support you, sir.
Hey, family, this is, who I want to be with. And she got a video in Ghana disrespecting her ancestors. She's talking about for the ancestors. How's that for the ancestors? Your ancestors were in chains down there. They was in dire straits. Many of them died before they even got on those slave ships, being bitten by rats and everything else that was happening to them down there. And yet, to honor your ancestors, you're going to do some filthy thing. The normalization of filth.
So you see this? So white people, next time the blacks come to you, especially the black women, if I was white, all white people, they would just download this video, right? It's like you want to make them feel about slavery in like the diversity training. Y'all, enslave our ancestors. You're like, hey, Jimmy, play that video. You play it. You're like, hey, look at what you're doing over there in Elmina. You're not pissed off at slavery. You were twerking over there. And and as they should. There, Uncle Tom, thank you for your tuition here at Negrology 101. He said, is the ninja biotech complex sad to see? Exactly. But thank you very much, Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom, what do you think about this twerking? Please drop your comment there. Here we go.
Here's the problem is why a lot of men say, I got to get out of here. But see, this is the issue. You having these hood rats.
Someone just reminded me. Visionary of love, you're right. Imagine, because, black people like to compare themselves to Jews, right? Imagine Jewish people going to Auschwitz in Poland, in one of those concentration camps, right? And start doing this, twerking. Just imagine that. Yeah. Zongo said, I can't believe these women were booty clapping at slave dungeon in Ghana. What a shame for their ancestors. Yeah, that's what everybody's been saying. Even Phil being a race hustler, Tariq and others, they are like, all right, you know what? We say all kind of stuff. We even call African status, but look, we got to draw the line somewhere. Okay. They're like, we got to draw the line somewhere. They're like, hey, they've crossed the line. That's why Phil and others are speaking on this. But this is what happens when you don't discipline and teach your children discipline, control the culture. They would go and embarrass you on the world stage. These women here, they want to practice stripper culture. They are not qualified to be strippers. Not that I know much about that, but in the past, because I knew I was going to teach this class, I have taken field studies from it so I can describe it to you guys. But yeah, imagine that. But here we go.
Traveling all over the place too. You understand? And for a while, I didn't go to Ghana for a while, because even though the year return was a good thing, I look at that as a good thing. Ghana's been very open. But when I saw way too many coming from America flooding Ghana, I said, oh, because this is the problem I had with that. I know the hood rats is going to show up. Way more than
Guys, look at Phil's face. Phil is not happy about the hood rat, guys. He is not happy. And Christopher, I said, did you get my email? Yeah. Christopher, I'm gonna check it out. I didn't finish that one yet, but yes, I did get your email. Thank you. And thanks to everyone that's been on top of it, because some of you have been on top of it and sending in the topics. So thank you.
even Pookie and Ray Ray will show up. Oh, I know that. And they go places and they do these type of things. See, like my grandma would say, what should have happened to them is all of them should have been beat with a wet rope. That's what has happened to all of them. They all did.
Yeah, but you see, if that was Ghana's law and they do that, you know what they would say? They would come back and be like, oh man, look at these Africans. They sold us and now they're treating people like slaves. We told you all these Africans are savages. So you can't win. This is why, you see, the truth is consistent. It doesn't matter, even if it don't matter where you go. You can leave, you can go to Germany, right? Over there, they speak Dutch, not English. But the same principles are going to apply. Say, if it's degenerate here, it would be degenerate over there too. Or if you think in your hood, to you, it might not be degenerate, just leave your hood and go to certain neighborhoods or put it in public. You will find out. And those of you that are making excuse talking about this is African culture, name which African culture you're talking about. Let me show you. Let me show you how the Ghanaian women actually dance. I want to do directly the Ghanaian woman dancing.
Beautiful key dance.
Do you guys see that? Did you guys see that? That's right. That's how they do it over there in Ghana. So the next time some of you want to come and say, oh man, look at it's the African culture. I just narrowed it down to one of the cultures, popular culture in Ghana itself, the country where this took place at. So just compare these two groups of people. Compare the Ghanaian woman versus these other ones. Exactly.
The twerking, they should went out there just went to whipping because they behinds needed it. They didn't learn that a long time ago when they was a child. This is what men are talking about right there. They don't even know when to do it. If you in a nightclub and y'all, that's what you do that at. You at a concert or whatever, okay, fine. You with your man in your room, bedroom or whatever, fine. But not in public, not in educational spaces, not historic monuments or things like that. Not in the middle of the street. Not
this is what is silly. You think someone who's a hood rat or a slut is just going to shut off their slut behavior or stop being a hood rat because they are in a different environment? That is asinine. The only time they are able to turn it down a notch is when white zaddy is there. That's right. Their white boss at their job. Exactly. Oh yeah. Have you ever talked to some of these black girls on the telephone? I'm not talking about if they work for the state, because over there it's affirmative action. They can be rude. I'm talking about in these good companies. You talk to some of these women. Oh man, they're English. They can speak English better than Shakespeare. Some of them. Did you know that? Like you'll be on the phone. You're like, wait. Did you say your name was what? Keisha? Is that no? Wait, that's you, Keisha? Keisha Johnson? Yes, sir. How can I help you today? We have several options here. What kind of portfolio would you need? You're like, what? You're like, nah, that's not Keisha. That might be white Keisha. Oh no. The same Keisha twerking, that's her. That's right. They know how to turn it off, but why would they? Why would they?
In front of children. This is why, see, y'all can let me run nothing, because I would have if Ghana say, you know what, Phil, what you think we should do about, correcting this behavior? Because we don't want all the hood rats to come in and start doing that. So what should we do to protect our country? I would say make sure you have a strong lewd and lascivious conduct law, and tell they behind you come over here twerking like that in public, you will be arrested, and your behind will be deported and banned from this country.
Phil, we would love to do public floggings, but no. I mean, see, in Africa, this is new Africa. We don't do the public floggings anymore. We like to let people be, especially you look at it, they are our relatives. We got to welcome them in. We want the people to learn, what not to do. That's right. But if we start giving public floggings, then now all of a sudden we would be labeled the slave catchers, the people that sold the slaves. Lord knows who did it, right? But we would be accused of all these things. I mean, they are doing it right now as we speak. But I would think with, bringing this type of shame on top of Elmina Castle, I hope this doesn't become a trend,
Immediately. We're not playing that with y'all. You're not turning Accra to Atlanta. Keep Atlanta where Atlanta is at. Let Atlanta do Atlanta.
Phil is mad. Phil is mad. Now I see why Phil chose the Horn of Africa. He is running away from the hood rats.
You're not coming over here and doing it. I'll tell all my African brothers and sisters, do not allow that filth from America to be coming in over there doing that. The one thing that I enjoy about the African continent is that I don't have to see that filth.
All right. So guys, you seeing this? This is in the stores.
I don't have to hear that filth.
You see
don't
that?
Let them bring in that feminism inside your countries. Don't let them bring all these alternative lifestyles that come out of the Western world. Don't let them bring that mess in.
All right. So you heard Phil. Phil is not happy. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop the link. I know some of you are looking forward to coming here and giving your 2 cents. So I'm going to drop the link right now and invite you guys in. All right. So here we go. Yeah. And, it's an open forum. If you believe that, you're going to pretend like this is African culture, make sure you Google and name the culture. Because I've shown you proof here, a video that this is not how it's done in Ghana. So guys, call in. I'm going to play this for a few minutes and we'll get to the panel. Here we go.
Keep that mess out. You see how it don't work in America? Look at the marriage rates in America. Look at the divorce rates in America. You want your country to turn into that? Keep letting that filth in your country, influencing your women. Because I've also been told by Africans that influence right there has been starting to affect the African women. And I just saw a video the other day of some Ghanaian brothers talking about that right there in Ghana. That housewives, Atlanta culture, that modern woman 304 culture, that's starting to, because unfortunately, some of the African sisters are taking the lead from the wrong women to be following. Now they got decent women they can follow in America if they want to. But
So you see that? So yeah, just because they're dressed like that, but do they have lady behavior?
unfortunately, those women don't get the shine. Those women don't get the TV time other than the modern woman. You saw the BET Awards, how the women was dressed in the BET Awards? That's the kind of mess I'm talking about. These women today have no class. They're
You guys see that? This is at the BET Award. They are showcasing what black culture is today. So I don't want someone to come here and be like, man, in 1960, we didn't do that. We know. We're talking about right now.
They're uncouth. They're shameful. Why would any man want to marry that? Why? I feel bad for a lot of you men out here trying to find you a wife. Look at what they do.
All right. So, Duale, welcome to the Afridamus Report.
Hello, Afridamus. Good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Afridamus, with these 4 ladies or 5
Yes,
ladies?
yes. What is your take on? Remember, you were here last week. We were having conversation. Let's start from the beginning. The shooting in Chicago. Are you shocked to see that the mother gave instructions to the little boy, not a little boy, he's 14. In Chicago, 14 is a grown man, to delete the Pookie that, slapped her?
Well, I'm not familiar with Chicago, but I watched that clip.
Okay. I forgot. You in Germany?
Yes.
Okay.
But
okay.
I think he deserves to die. He punched a woman, and he's to be deleted. I don't care who. But I watched the clip, and I saw a grown-up man who was just leaving the place. He could just.
But did you remember? Did you remember? I was explaining here as the negrologist, professor of negrology, and I was saying this is the type of things that happen in those neighborhoods. And these people were saying, "I hate the people because they were black." They think it's about the people, but I'm speaking about the dynamics. Are you seeing the dynamic that I explained? How the violence ensues? Did you see that in that video?
Well, if I was there in that restaurant, I would be talking to the man and say, "What are you doing, man? Stop it!" But nobody interfered. Nobody interfered.
You know why? But you see, that's what I'm saying. Here's the thing. Let me ask you: if you step into that, right? What do you think will happen?
Well, maybe I will be hurt. Maybe I will be, something will happen. But I will always stand to defend the defenseless. The woman was not.
But the woman, she was not defenseless. She could have walked away, right? But
she could.
But what I'm saying, if you travel all the way from Somalia, you put yourself in that predicament, right? You are telling me you are going to step into that violence, right?
I will be trying at least to reason with the young man.
Did you see the video?
Yeah, I saw the video.
So you think? Wait a minute. You think you could reason? You have the expertise to reason with an upset Chicago Pookie at 11:30 at night at a chicken burger joint?
Well, that is a different thing. But
sir, do you love your life?
I do.
Well, because some of the things you're saying makes me wonder if you do love your life.
No, but I don't live in Chicago. Maybe that's why.
No, yes.
And I don't have any knowledge about it. So
that's
why. I'm just talking generally.
Yeah. That's why.
Just talking general way. How the man reacts when he sees.
No, there's a reason why. There's a reason why they did not.
Yeah.
Here in America, first of all, you don't know that guy. You don't know what he's capable of. You don't know what he's got.
I was not.
And did you see how natural it was for the 14-year-old to just pull that trigger?
Oh, that's a tragedy. Oh my God. Oh, that
No,
kid
I'm
is,
I'm not speaking about the emotion. I'm dealing with facts. What's already happened. See, I get
yeah,
it. When we
he
say,
has an,
like you
he has,
notice, I don't say, oh, that's a tragedy. I mean, it's happened. It's happening.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
a tragedy. That kid is,
just because if I say, oh, it's a tragedy, that would mean it's no longer going to happen. No, it will happen. This is why I take the time as the
but
negrologist to break this
the
down.
thing is, the thing is, what kind of a father or a mother who tells his son or his daughter to get a gun? You know, I have a 10-year-old son, and if I got the problem, I will tell him, go away, man, go. Stay away from this. This is not your problem.
But
So
that
that is a
is
sad thing. No, that's the tragedy that I'm talking about. An adult person who is going to say, the teenager kid to get a gun. Oh my
have
God!
you have you heard of when there was child soldiers in most African countries?
Yes, we do have child soldiers in Somalia
Okay,
also, and it's tragedy. Yes.
okay. So picture this, right?
Mm.
An upset, let's say an upset Al-Shabaab, right?
Mm.
Is upset at being disrespected by some infidel or some woman. He's mad. You think now you are going to come like he's planned, this is what he's going to do. You are going to be a hero and step in and think you're reasoning with that guy empty-handed.
But that's a completely different thing. Those guys are completely degenerate, man.
So
I will
what
be
do you
running away from them. Yeah.
so
I know them. I know them
okay,
because I will not be there.
okay, that's my whole point. My whole point is the same thing. You will not be in that neighborhood if you're smart.
No, I will not be.
Because yeah, that's what I'm so but that is the culture there as well. That is the culture. So speak on the the ladies you were saying, the twerkers.
Yeah, these 4 ladies, and I completely disagree with you.
What do you
think I
disagree with
agree.
me on?
Well, the better thing is the twerking, the dance.
No, but what I'm
it's-
saying, what did I say that you disagree with?
that twerking is not an African culture.
Okay, name it which African culture it is.
Somalia.
Somali, so Somali women just go to like anywhere, sacred place, and
No, not anywhere.
start shaking and just start shaking their ass. Is that what they do too?
No, not. I'm not talking about anywhere. I'm just talking about the culture itself.
That's what these women, these black women, especially in America, that's what they do.
Mostly Somali women do that in house, in their their men, private thing, but it's not public. But in generally, also the place itself.
Duale, if you listen to the video, even Phil, that's what he was saying. They are people are saying, hey, we don't care, you can do this in your home, whatever. They're not criticizing the twerking itself. It's where they are doing it. You see? Because I don't see videos of Somali women. I don't even know they twerk. That's
a good
I don't
point,
see them running.
I don't. You may have a point there.
So are you telling me?
You can just Google Somali Nico and you'll find it.
Yeah, but are you telling me, Phil, and Tariq Nasheed and the other blacks who are upset? Are you saying, they are overreacting? They should not be upset at what happened at Elmina Castle, what these women did?
Well, Elmina Castle is not a sacred place it's a historical place for sure, but it's not like Jerusalem or Mecca. What is so sacred? This place, it's just historical place, man.
But okay, if you look at the black person whose ancestors were taken during, into slavery in the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, so you saying you are saying it's just a museum, right? But if you look at even these religions, let's say when people go to Mecca, they rounding, that's like, the ancestors of the prophet, they used to control that place, right? So it holds a special thing to people that claim that sect. It's directly to them. So for a black person, that place have a different meaning. It holds a different meaning. It's not just a
it's a historical meaning. Yeah, historical, yes, but deep down, no, I don't think so. It's just historical.
Hold on, let me read this. Mayor Monkey, thank you for the super chat. He said twerking is imitating the actions of the female gorilla in estrus. Thank you for that. Okay, so Dwale, you saying you see no problem with it? You think the blacks are just
now if they
but let's say you're in Germany, right? Okay, you think during World War II, those camps, there were several of them. Auschwitz, they're still standing, right?
Yes,
It's historical. So do you think it's sacred to the people who were directly?
Oh yes, they did.
So why is the blacks different? Any different? Their position, there's any different? This is their ancestors. That's where they were kept before they shipped them out.
Yeah, but you were talking about the Holocaust and slavery. The Holocaust is they were not slaves; they were citizens. What happened to them was.
Are you trying to say okay, so wait, you said they were slaves, so therefore they should not be acknowledged
I'm
the same
not
way?
saying I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about historical facts,
So okay, but what I'm saying is it is fact that they did keep slaves in that castle before they shipped them out. That is a fact.
Yes,
right?
it's true.
So those people, they did have descendants who you would find in America, Brazil, and other places. But just a second, I'll bring in American Rifleman. He's a black American. He can give his take on that. American Rifleman, welcome to the Afridamus Report, Negrology 101.
Thank you. I'm really glad to be a part of this learning experience. And even as a Negro, I still need to learn about my people. So I need this this diploma from you, Afridamus. So that's why I'm here in the class.
Thank you very much. You came to the right class. And I hope you didn't have a hard time with these recruiters trying to send you to the wrong class. Because sometimes they will give you watered down Negroes and say they're Negrologists, but they aren't. They have not got the same experience I've got. I have been field tested. My knowledge is expansive all across, all the way to the continent. But what is your take on the Chicago mother? By the way, the update, she have been, no charges. No charges. What is your take on what I have been saying, that in these neighborhoods, this type of situations take place in those neighborhoods? But I want to hear you, and then we go to the twerking.
I would have to say, for one, shout out to I want to make a couple of shout outs because the comments have been going off a little bit. Shout out to Eric B. Thank you, brother, for always supporting me. And also, I want to send a shout out to Miss H. She has a lot to say about my beliefs or things I say. She thinks I'm an incel crybaby that hates Black American women. So please, Miss H. Go ahead.
Don't mind them. That's the default, position. It's like you are mad. So there is projection, because that means the only time they would speak the truth is when they are mad. This is not from hate. It's about education, Negrology 101. Think about it. They probably skipped last semester. Okay? The class might be too advanced, but they would catch up. Just be patient with them. They will catch up.
I hope. Okay. My thing about it is, it's a little bit more nuanced. I'm gonna just be honest.
Okay.
Because, like, yes, he had his hand in his own demise. So I'm not sad about him dying. What I am lamenting is that people are totally, like, it shows how little Black male life matters in Black America. Like, we don't, like, it just shows how we're disposable Negroes.
But have you noticed something there, right? In the center of this, and that's how it always happens. Even, it's one Black woman who takes down two Black men. Let me explain. When Pookie gets LaQuisha pregnant, right? Right then and there, she all of a sudden, what is she gonna do? When she gives birth, she knows Pookie did not have a job. He's not on books. She would have to go to White Zaddy. When she gets to White Zaddy, she would have to fill out a form to tell on Pookie. Now they put Pookie on payments. If he can pay, it accumulates. Pretty soon he finds himself in jail, institutions, his license taken. Or the mama would start fighting Pookie. If it's a little boy, the little boy's life is destroyed. They move into these neighborhoods. Think about it. This neighborhood is full of single mothers. You would think it should be a lovely place, but one raised their child to be a murderer, the other one a defender. But in the middle of it all, one Black woman destroyed two men's lives because that kid, her son, I mean, this is going to haunt him mentally. And the other one
I don't
is
know.
dead.
I don't know about that, Aphrodite. I'm gonna have to disagree just a little bit because
Okay, go ahead. Hold on. Those of you that are asking for the link is right in front of you, is pinned. But go ahead, sorry.
The way he pursued him and shot him in the back again, because people keep saying, oh, he was defending his mama and all that stuff, which is cool. Like, I'm not gonna say he's supposed to just sit there and just let his mama get punched all up in the head. Okay, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is somebody who's fearing for their life or somebody else's doesn't end the threat, because the threat was ended. Like, after Pookie got shot in the back, he ran.
The threat wasn't ended because there's a reason why, because I understand what
I disagree. I mean, I know what you're about to say, but I disagree.
Hold on. I understand what the law says, right? But sometimes the law is contradictory to, immediate common sense, what makes sense. Because he wounded that guy. He's running, he's probably going to his car or going somewhere to get weapon and come back. So the mom's like, you gotta finish it. You cannot just graze the bed. Like, this is not the suburbs. You are thinking, let me tell you, you are thinking in terms of the suburb. That's what you are thinking. These people do not live in the suburbs. That's what
I understand that, Aphrodite. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah. So because the mom, right? The mom seeing that her 14-year-old shot that man, if they didn't finish the job, I mean, she knows, like, they're both not safe anymore. You know what I'm saying? Where are they gonna go? These people are. That's what they think. They are hooked to these neighborhoods. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. I get you, Aphrodite.
So the woman is like, in a way, if you look at it, one can think, it's hate. But another thing, if you think about it logically, right? You don't know, the woman is like, I mean, she did medieval warrior stance, which is, I don't want to fight my opponent twice. I got the opportunity to get the job done today. I'm getting the job done.
Or her son got the job done. Her son
through her instructions.
Well, I mean,
you don't think
that's what women do.
You don't think they've already rehearsed this before?
Yes,
they have. They have, because he he sprung straight into action. He's gotten this instruction on what to do. Let me tell you about these single moms. This is why I say it's dangerous for men to go and be with them, because they train their sons these certain things, right? Some cues might be off. This single mom, they like to raise their voice. You're over there raising your voice. Their son is going to put a lead in the back of your head. Yeah. How many of these such scenarios have we seen on the World Wide Web? How many?
Quite a few.
It's quite a few. So what you're saying, you are giving me this suburb and like a orderly,
Afrodamus,
part of America. That's
the law. It proves that the law does not apply to certain demographics of people, because anywhere else, any other part of America and any other demographic of people, they would have been in jail just for the simple fact they pursued and shot him in the back again.
Well, they have the purge law in Chicago.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So they have that law, right? I mean,
Yeah.
think about it, right? I've said it here. The government wants to clean up the place. They just don't want their hands dirty. They want
to shave the numbers.
Yeah, they want the same people that created the monsters to get rid of it, to take one another out. Because why else would you pass that type of law? What would be the reason behind it? Other than, encouraging people. It's like, hey, I mean, this Pookie have been looking at you funny, you can take them out and say it's for self-defense. You feel fearful for your life. So when I heard people, read out these charges talking about, that 14-year-old and her mama, they're going down. I gave the description of that they are not going to go to prison. It would be called self-defense. And people are like, man, you crazy. But that's how it played out. There's a reason why she wasn't the one that pulled the trigger. It would have been way more complicated. But the son, when I said it, they're like, man, this one guy's like, Afridamos is just saying ridiculous things as usual. But I stand corrected once again. She gave the instruction to the son, because then the charges can easily be dropped. That's what it is all about. So what do you want to say about, the hood rat? I shouldn't say hood rat, the queens flying all the way to Ghana. Let me make sure, from the Ghanaian people, they want me to always say Akwaba to you guys. It means you're welcome in Ghana. So I'm working harder than the Ghanaian tourism minister. But what do you want to say about your black queens flying all across the Atlantic to go showcase the most popular Black American culture for the world to see? You're muted.
Yeah, it just once again it shows that the Black American mind goes back to base instinct, entertainment, sexual hypersexualization. There are a whole bunch of other things people can do to venerate the ancestors all throughout history, and I am going to compare this to what other races of people do. They sing songs, they sing poems, they read stories, they tell stories, they pour out a little liquor, have a drink, have a commemoration. There's so many things that people do to venerate the hardships that their ancestors went through, but we are totally fine with shaking our asses. And not only because what's his name? That African homie from Somalia. These horners,
what do you think about what he was saying?
Look, he was on another panel. He was on Chaotix. booty clapping for the Black Americans, like 2Naija and a couple of those people that just say Black Americans, you know, because of trauma or whatever excuse they come up for to excuse our bad behavior. And it's just, and also too, you gotta watch Horners. I'm just gonna be honest, you have to watch them because they don't even think they're Black in the first place. So it's easier. So like they can say beat Degenerate, you know, and they're not even Black. Because
do you think he's just being dismissive or pandering?
He's pandering and being just dismissed. He's being pandering. You know, I don't think he means any harm. I think he means well, but Black America, we ain't went through that much trauma where we need to be shaking our butts where our people went through hardships. I'm just going to be honest. And we ain't went through that much trauma where we have to do that. So,
but I've seen like lately, like, because you're into Africa, you interested in visiting and going around. And so seeing that the hood rats also, you know, no one can stop them. They are very interested in it. Obviously, they work hard. They make sure they afford it. So my point is, it's like a club that like you can't tell them you can't come to Ghana or to wherever. You like you can't stop them. So seeing these type of, how do you feel if they start, let's say, wanting to go to Kenya, because they can start enticing those Kenyan women, teaching them twerking, you know, like, what do you think if that starts happening?
Me, the first thing, like, it just lets me know what I do matters. So when my boots are on the ground in Africa, what I do there matters. What is my purpose there? And yeah, people can go trick in and find a wife or girlfriend, but it's just like, to me, it's just like, I'm a, you know, donate to like an orphanage or try to do something of like value to the people there, because that's how you venerate the ancestors and people that went through hardships that look like us. You know, obviously my lineage comes from West Africa, so it's just, to me, I think the best thing to do to at least have my ancestors want to smile on me is do something of value, and shaking my butt is not one of those things. So it's just a lost opportunity to do something good.
So are you embarrassed by their behavior?
Of course. I criticize my people because out of love, and it's already called I'm an incel. I hate Black women, and you know
what?
I hate my mom.
And
also too, I use myself as an example, like, because I am vulnerable in these YouTube streets because I like to tell the truth. I believe in radical transparency, so I will tell the truth about my past, about my mom and stuff like that. And they just like, oh, because of what happened with you, you hate Black women. And it's just like, no, I'm just telling the truth about what Black women do, and I tell the truth about my past, and I just criticize, but I don't hate Black women.
But don't you think, you know, like they've been, now this is natural to them, they've been getting away with it, no one corrected them? Do you know, like, okay, in maybe let's say they said that's the way they were honoring the ancestors, because like when what's his name Mick Mill went to Ghana too, he, you know, the same thing, he said that's his way of showing honor. For those of you that just are joining, you know, Negrology 101,
another big embarrassment.
Yeah, let me show you what we are talking about here. You know, the blacks, you know, twerking again. That's right. That's them right there. Okay. Continue.
Yeah, that was an embarrassment as well, you know, just going around being a buffoon, you know. And the thing about it is there's already Black folks that are going over there doing the work, you know, as the liberals like to freaking say. There are plenty of people that are touching down in Africa just doing stuff now because of YouTube. They're kind of getting notoriety. You can kind of find that algorithm where you can see Black Americans and people from the diaspora invest in Africa and all that good stuff. But the vast majority of the exposure goes to this attention economy, low-hanging fruit, low buffoon acting, monkey acting, Black American entertainment crap. You're like shaking your butt and fighting.
But why are people, you know, shocked? For instance, we know these people are here. Why are people shocked?
Nobody's shocked.
Seeing them being themselves in Ghana.
Well, Aphrodamus, I didn't really realize, like, at first I was under the impression the only motivated black people that are in Africa, or black Americans in particular, are people that want to do good or just start a life there. I had no idea that it would be maybe a outlet for mentally ill and crazy people from Black America. Like, I didn't realize there were single mothers jumping on the plane to go to Africa to quote unquote heal and start a new life. And I didn't know these people existed, but they exist. And now it's, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I agree with you, even myself, right? Okay. When I started hearing about it, to be quite honest, I was very shocked to see the single mothers hopping on the plane. I'm not gonna lie. Like, usually it's like the retiree, but I was like, man, Boquisha found a whole, not a neighborhood, a whole country. You know, before they used to move from maybe Georgia, Louisiana, they come to like California. Now they are moving across continents. I did not see this coming. I did not see it coming. But let's bring in Rashad. Then I see Elon, Olu, Zongo. You guys hang tight. Rashid, welcome to the Afridamus Report.
Hello, Afridamus. How you doing?
Welcome to the Afridamus. And Rashid, you know, I don't know if you've heard about the shooting where the 14-year-old son, the mother gave him instruction. Remember, we were talking about what happens in Chicago last week?
That's right.
So, you know, it looks like you stand corrected, even though Zongo was upset at you. But I just told the news here. What is your take on the mother, you know, because the guy slapped the mom and the son came, pulled the heat and put some heat into that Pookie's body. Now they are, you know, the charges were dropped. But I want to hear your take on it, and also the twerking.
Okay. You know, mostly these black kids were raised by an angry mom. They are very angry. They are very disrespect. I mean, I've seen when I'm, you know, when I ride the bus, I used to ride back in the 90s.
Yeah.
See these black women, when they come to the bus, they talk to their kids like like a dog. Sit right, sit Jay. They never say mom. They never hug them. They never
like they don't respect the children. They're angry at the kids. I've seen it.
So this kid will grow up as an angry kid. So that's why they got attitudes. That black guys now in the black neighborhood, they got attitude because of their mother who raised them. Because she's angry because she doesn't have any life at all. She doesn't have anything right there. She's getting the Section 8. So that's the problem. The black people who really well enough is the middle class black people who went to the military, come back, bought houses, live in a nice area, suburban. Those are great. But those in the black neighborhood, in the hoods, they really it's not safe for them. Is mostly these mothers are really angry, and how she will allow her teenager kid who will have a gun. How she will allow
No, that's her gun. Her gun. She's a registered gun owner.
Yeah, but
the gun doesn't belong to the kid, and the kid is not in a gang. So he's just his mama's protector,
Yeah, but
like some they call it son husband.
Yeah, you're right, absolutely. And I remember back in the day, and there was.
But what I'm saying is right. What you're saying is true. That does happen, right?
Yes.
But okay, this mom, she's also a single mom. Do you blame her for, training her kid to be able to stand up and help save her life when necessary?
No,
because she knows it's dangerous in that neighborhood.
He's a teenager. He cannot defend her. First of all,
but he did. He just did. We all saw it.
Yeah, he did it, but that is totally not his age. His age is he's under his mom now.
Rashid, we have child soldiers in Africa. I used to see when I was 10 years old. 10 years old, I lived in a country. Even before I was 10, even I lived in a country where there were child soldiers. They were 10 or younger. They can't even, they had to drag their AK-47s, but they were dropping people down like flies. You see what I'm saying? So he followed protocol. He looks like he executed the protection just as Mama instructed him.
Yes,
So
actually,
so the question here is not whether he did it right or wrong. My point is, it's about these neighborhoods. Remember, I was telling you
yes,
that the black neighborhoods, this is where these things happen at
that's right.
commonly at a fried chicken joint, to be specific.
That's right, because this neighborhood is dangerous neighborhood. You cannot even, as a black man, you cannot walk there. It's even at nighttime, not even nighttime, even in the after. It's hard to walk there. It's
And the
not safe.
police don't come, right? So
Police
the
never
thing
come
is,
there.
the police
One time,
do not come, right?
in
But this
Southeast,
mother,
yeah,
this mom, right?
let me finish for you that neighborhood. One day I was driving through that neighborhood. They never even stop the red light. They never stop. They just keep driving.
Right.
They never stop for the green. And I stopped. And they, when I stopped, I saw people going. I wait until it become green. And and I went to, I saw what they also do is that when they eat the McDonald's, they put under their car. They never, the trash is just right there. Believe me, I've seen that. They take the trash and put under their car and they drive. And later on, they will say the police is rude and police is this, police is shooting me out. So when you pass the red light, when you know your neighborhood is not safe at all, when the mom is teenager, herself is a teenager, and raising a kid who's she's a teenager and she's raising another kid. So that's the problem of the black neighborhood. I'm gonna differentiate here. There is a good black neighborhood. I'm talking about the middle class.
No. Let's focus on
People,
this case
I
here.
don't want people to see me that I'm not hating on black. No, it's not a
No,
hate.
hold on. You're all over the place. Let's focus on this particular case.
Yes.
That way you don't have to include all the other black. This is just a classic example of
That's
what.
correct.
So for me, the point is like, okay, sure, the neighborhood is dangerous.
That's
right. So when you say the boy is too young to protect his mom, I disagree with that.
Yes.
I totally disagree with that. Like, he's at the age where he should be able to protect his mom from
But
danger.
not shooting other, but not
No,
by
he's a
gun.
son husband. He's a son husband.
Hold on. I get that, but I'm just trying to be realistic here. I'm not saying, like, yeah, sure, it should be, they should live in a peaceful area.
But
this is, hold on, but this is where we are at, right? This is what happened. To try to say he's wrong for protecting his mom, I disagree with that. He's a teenager, I get that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, because of how those neighborhoods, because they could live in a better peaceful place. But I'm speaking on what we have at hand, what we're dealing with. We cannot change that. This is what happened. To say a 14-year-old seeing that happen to his mom cannot, defend and protect his mom. Come on now.
But defending is not like pulling a gun from and getting gun from
Hey,
the mom.
protection, whether it's with stick,
Yeah,
it's
with
hey, protection is protection.
Yeah,
But Rashid,
it's not with the gun.
Rashid, okay, what other? He's 14, right?
Yes.
That man is a grown man. He is 34. Okay, explain to me, because you yourself said it's dangerous, it's gang activity, people might have gun.
Yes.
Explain to me how this kid who's 14 years old, he just saw his mom got smacked in the face by this strong 34-year-old. Explain to me how he could have protected his mom in the way that how could he have done it without the gun?
He can get like a big stick, baseball.
From where?
Baseball, from their trunk.
Okay, Rashid, I was thinking you were in the reality after you
But the
explain the
reality,
hood.
I know. They
So
only
you
have a gun.
think, wait, of that 14-year-old, that
They only will have a
14-year-old,
gun. He will have a gun.
huh?
That's all. The only thing he will have is a gun. You know, because in that neighborhood, the thing he
Yeah,
will have is a
but
gun.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I
Yes.
say let's
Yes.
focus on
Yeah,
reality.
yeah, you're right. It's
I'm
a
not
gun. It's
talking
not a safe
about
gun.
our own
Yeah, you're right.
biases,
You're
what we think
No, I
should.
agree with you. I
You
agree
know,
with you.
that's not what his reality is.
His reality is a gun.
His reality is he lives that, he
That
found
country.
himself
Yeah.
in that neighborhood.
Yes, you're
That's
right.
where him and his mom lives. They
Yes.
went to go get chicken,
Yes.
and his mom got smacked by a big 34-year-old strong guy in front of him.
Yeah. The
What
only
is
thing he will
he
do is
like? What is he supposed to do?
yeah, the thing he will do is that the way he did. That's the way that over there people do it.
That's my point.
Pull up the gun
So
and then shoot the person.
right. So that's why if you're immigrant, you should know about these neighborhoods, and you make the decision
That's right.
to know whether to live there or not, because you could find yourself literally
No,
in
and
that
we never live
situation.
there.
I'm
We
not
never
the
live.
topic for me. The topic is not about whether the young man is justified or not. Obviously, they didn't charge. They dropped charges, right? I agree with their decision on that, right? To say he cannot, defend his mom. No, that I disagree with. That I totally disagree with. Whether he's gonna do it with stick, or if he even had a rocket launcher, whatever, that's what he had.
Yeah. That's what over there. What they do is that's the gun. The solution is gun. If
Yeah.
something happened, they just pull the gun, and well, that's how they over there. You never find people fighting with hands. Even they don't find.
Hey, if you can take a knife to a gunfight, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Okay.
self.
The
Let's
other
talk
thing
about
that
the twerking.
the twerking, I disagree with Duale. Because we never, our Somali women, they never do like this. The Somali, there is a culture in Somalia. The Somali Bantu, what they do, they're standing, they shake their
Wait,
butt. That's
no,
the
but
culture of the Somali Bantu.
So it is not the Somali doing it.
No.
The Bantus are the ones shaking their butt.
But they don't bend down like this. This Jamaican, or this is the the hood culture.
Okay, no, we're not talking about comparing them. We're talking about, these black women, they went to Elmina Castle in Ghana. Elmina Castle was a trading post where they held, slaves. It's like they are at the point of no return. So this is the black people. There is their ancestors.
Yes. So let me
they were held there, right? It's like a Jewish person going to, Auschwitz, one of those concentration camps,
It's
right?
disgusting because it's very disgusting. It's disrespect for their ancestors, because that area is where the what they call it, the dungeon is what the horrible thing have taken place, and it's there where the people they ship them from, and that's where they used to the place. That place is. You will get even you feel sad when you get there. I never been there, but if I go there, I feel sad. And what about twerking? Twerking is that something that is not it's totally bad. And but the twerk, what Duale was saying is totally, that is misunderstood. Somali culture, the women, they clap their hands. That the Cushitic tribal.
That's what Amilcar said. He said the Somali men. He said we've seen Somali men twerking too.
This because today, the youngsters, they just watch these girls, and they
So this culture is infecting.
Yes,
the black culture is infecting the Somali men are the ones twerking instead of the women themselves.
No, I haven't seen Somali men doing that. I've never seen that.
Well, but you
I've
did
seen,
say the kids. Oh,
no.
Okay, so they're just accusing.
Some
Okay,
babies or just playing, but there's no man doing that. That's not the. That's illogical. But whether you find some girls who are because today social media reach everywhere, right? So so you find people like during the hip hop in the 60s.
but you did say twerking happens in Somalia, but it's the Bantus.
But today, yes, but you will find some girls because on the social media, you can see it's affected by everybody. I've seen, West African women doing that. I've seen it's everywhere now because the social media is like a global village. People watching and they're mimicking what the
So
people are doing.
so you disagree with Duale?
Yeah, Dual is my brother, but he's not the culture. It's just today the kids.
But Rashid, how come it's only the Bantus that twerk it, but the Somalis that they don't twerk?
Yes, because you see, we have cultural dances, the traditional cultural dances, right? So our cultural traditional dances, we only clap the hands, but we don't like shake the booty. Booty is we call it we call it Nico. Nico came from the Bantu Somali Bantus, so that's the way they dance. But they don't pin down. Sometimes they do that, but that's their culture.
Rashid, why do I have a feeling that you are just accusing the Bantus?
Yeah,
Because now all of a sudden, because we're finding it as bad, but you see, you put in the bad thing on the Bantus, but
no, it's not a bad thing.
I don't wanna hold on. Let's allow.
Let me also go.
Hold on, who said that?
Let me also do one thing. I want to answer that black guy said that Somalis are not black. Yes, we don't identify as blacks. We are an African tribe, just like Afrodamos. When I meet Afrodamos, I don't see him as a black. I see him as an African fellow. I see an African tribe. I don't see him as a black guy. So black thing is an American thing. It's not in African way.
All right, we'll come back to you, Rashid.
Are not black. Yes, we're not black.
Yeah. We'll come back to you. Let's have Zongo.
Hello, Afrodamus. Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you loud and clear. Zongo, how was your Eid?
Oh, it was great. It was great. I was invited by some Gambian and Senegalese family. I mean, I tried some kush this time around.
Oh man, you outdid me. I had some jollof rice, the Benachin, and some barbecue, but it was
Yeah, I
good.
had a
But
barbecue too. I had kush. It was because like the Senegalese man was married to a white woman, so it was a mixture of American culture and Senegalese culture.
yeah, speaking of which, like remember last week we talked about the neighborhoods, how dangerous they are. I did see the video you sent to me. You gotta after this came out, I gave you a F on on your homework there. That was a white. They call those suburbs. They just run down, but they're suburbs. You see, white blacks live in projects. When the government build it, they call it projects.
Mm-hmm.
And the whites live in suburbs, and blacks live in projects. But what do you think about the shooting in Chicago? The mother finding herself in that situation, and she had to give the instruction to the 14-year-old boy. This happened, by the way, in those same black neighborhoods I'm telling you to avoid. But what's your take on it? And also the twerking at Elmina.
Yeah, I mean, regarding like I understand. I've been to Chicago before. I know like where the project was located. Like when the project was established back in the 90s, it was relocated. It was changed after Section 8 kind of came into. So I think I just look at the element that you do see in the low income community, and I kind of identify that as such. I don't want to play like semantics, but I was saying like the elements that you see in the black neighborhood that you can also find over there. That was the point I was trying to say, right? So as far as the video is concerned, I overheard people saying that, oh, he was trying to protect the mom. I mean, it's good to protect the mom, but I think protection could also be just telling the mom just to avoid the conflict, right?
Zongo, did you get a chance to watch this video?
Yeah, because actually I didn't see your
that's what
I had to go watch the video actually, because the way the man was acting, he was extremely emotional, and I was like, damn, you can tell that man was probably raised by a single mom, because he feminine energy, right?
So Zongo,
but
did you see did you see him punch the mom in the face, the kid's mom?
Yes. Yes.
So my whole point is, in those neighborhoods, those are the type of people, dudes, you would run into. What you are saying,
But
you
Afdamas,
okay? Wait, let me ask you. You
Afdamas,
want to tell me? Wait, you will
Afdamas.
go.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me ask you this. I just want to. You will go if you were there, right?
Mm.
You would have stepped up and told that guy to back down.
No, I'll tell my mom, let's not, just keep your mouth shut and
No, he punched. The mom told the son to go to the car. You have to remember, you guys are dealing.
because
dealing.
the man was telling her that if she doesn't, keep herself in check, he's gonna react, right? I could have just jumped in before the man acted that way. 'Cause
Zongo,
the reason why
Zongo.
Afdamas, hold on first. I mean, you have a valid point saying that he has right to. I'm looking at the consequences of the kid's action, right? Because you have to understand that man also has a family, and in Chicago they have this retaliatory thing that they do over there. They're gonna hunt him back,
So what I'm saying.
You understand? So I look at the consequences.
But what I'm saying is, I'm asking, you are telling me, if you live in one of these hoods, you went to a joint like that at that hour, 11 at night.
Yeah.
You see that scenario. You are going to be, speak and try to stop it.
Yeah, I'll try to avoid. I'll try to. I'll try to protect like my mom. My mom is not worth it. Don't do it. Let's just go. And I'll try to tell them. Oh no.
But Zongo, you're speaking in terms of like you're in Ghana or something.
Afdamas, man, I've been in a situation like that before, man. Here in the U.S.
But did you've been in a situation with a irrational, emotional guy like that?
Irrational? No.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think he was gonna act, because I watched the video clearly, right? He did give a cautionary advice that if she keeps on saying something, he's gonna act.
But is that reasonable? Like, imagine what kind of man. That's my whole point. You cannot leave.
The way I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the consequence of the kid's action, right?
But they
dropped the. But you have to understand, like in Chicago, Afdamas in Chicago.
So he should have let his mom
No, but I mean,
die.
the point I'm trying to say, the man wasn't going to kill. I'm saying that the
Zongo.
Hold on, Afdamas.
Zongo. Wait.
Let me make my point. I'm not going to allow you to project your narrative. I want.
No. It's not my narrative. I'm just asking you because I'm trying to. I want to know, like your logic. What type of standards you are using. But I'll let you proceed.
The point I'm trying to say is that, okay, like let's say we agree, the kid, shot him, he killed him, like based on the mom's instruction, he acted that way, right? The person who's dead, he has family, he has members, he has cousins.
Okay, I'm not worried about
that's
all that, right? What I'm saying, remember,
consequences. That's what
wait.
I act based on consequences.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So then it would make more sense. Like what I was saying, that certain neighborhoods, why would you come all the way from Africa and go live there? Because that's what is more likely to happen.
Yeah, bad things. Yeah, you're right.
Because first of all, Zongo, I can guarantee you, if you live in those neighborhoods with the way you're thinking and you really act on it, you won't live long. I can assure you that you will not make it.
Oh, no,
the best thing is, because someone is gonna shoot you. If you're stepping into people you think it's a woman, they will pull the trigger.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if that was my mom, if they don't relate.
But let's say no, it's not your mom. You're an outsider. You're looking at it, pertaining to what I've explained. Because, for example, you're coming with a different mindset to a place where that doesn't apply. That's my whole point. You know, because
Afridama's my spouse. Her grandmom stays in the she stays in the project from Illinois. I've been to the project before, right? Right. We've gone outside at night to buy food, you know, and I've seen how like the chicken restaurants look like. You see a lot of crazy people over there. So I mean, generally when you go, you don't talk with people, you know, because they have a lot of crazy and
but
nasty.
what if they talk to you? see, anywhere you
Try
go,
to
right?
avoid them. I mean,
Zongo, you can only control your own action. I agree with that, right? But you don't deliberately. There are some neighborhoods. I get that. Like, I'm not saying every day people that go out there, this is what is going to happen, but the likelihood.
I agree with you. The best thing is not to stay in
Mhm.
a neighborhood that you might possibly face stuff like that. That's the best
Right, right.
thing.
That's my point. Yeah.
No, I wasn't even previously. I wasn't saying that. Oh, you gotta stay over there. The point I was trying to say is that there are still good people staying in those neighborhoods because they don't have good.
Oh, of course. I
Yeah,
mean, like my
yeah,
point is,
yeah,
I mean, it's a broadcast, but obviously, you know, it's like,
yeah.
you know, there would be exceptions. You
I'll
know,
tell you
like
one scenario, one incident that happened to me, like with
yeah,
my
there would be exceptions. That you know, if wherever there's exceptions,
yeah.
obviously, this is even it doesn't matter how common it is. There would always be exceptions. But do you want to talk on the twerking so we can? Olu's been waiting for a while, and
Yes,
we
yeah.
have
Okay.
Primex.
So let me finish this one by saying, like, my spouse. This one time she was involved in an accident, right, in Illinois. I mean, in one of those roads, right. And the lady that she hit my wife's car, she didn't she had no driver's license, right. So they waited for the cop to come to take the records and everything. And she was gonna be in big trouble because she drove without a license, right. But then when she got home and we went to her mom's place, we saw the information of that lady. That lady, right? The lady who drove the car, she came from a neighborhood. Even they themselves were afraid of those neighborhoods. Inglewood, Chicago, Inglewood is like a very dangerous. Even among them, they are afraid of certain places. You get what I'm saying? So I understand from outside looking in. That's how I got to know. Like even among them, they are afraid of certain people from from certain areas who are very like dangerous. They just kill themselves anyhow, and that's how I got to know Chicago Inglewood is not even a place to even stay because they just kill themselves, just like what you saw in that video, right? And coming to the wood ratch thing, right? Afrikaans, man, I told you, man, because a lot of the people moving from America to Ghana, some of them are just doing it just to have this connection with their ancestors. Others are also coming just for because it's trendy. Everybody's just coming. They want to do something. They want to show something to the world, right? But I think it's a good thing if you look at it from a different side, right? So at least the Ghanaian authorities can see this Blatt coming and trying to school the locals that, oh, you got to do this way, you got to do that way. They can also see the other side of them. They're like, oh, I think you guys are not even in the moral position to tell us what to do or not to do, because even you guys are not even 100% correct. You have the good ones of you guys and they got like the bad ones of you guys, right? So that's the kind of way I kind of saw it, from like how the Ghanaians will probably like do things going forward, because I mean you do see them trying to school like the locals what to do and what not to do, right? Like, oh, you don't have to call this place slave castle, you call it the slave dungeon. I'm like, what?
So like, what do you think some locals would make of seeing these? They're saying that's how they're honoring, their ancestors. What do you think they would, some would make of it?
Oh, the twerking, how
Yeah.
the man it is an abomination. I think they'll probably even realize that I think these people are coming from a place where they have no respect for culture, values, and certain traditions about their ancestors, right? If you like, because in an African culture, if you respect your ancestors, you pour libation, you do the right things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these are dungeons or castles that your ancestors went through torture before they were transported to the new world, right? Why would you come and just twerk?
So, what do you think about what Duale said? It's just a historical site, no big deal.
I mean, Duale, he come from Somali, right? I mean, come on, I think his understanding of this issue is very I think he's just slow a little bit to me, if you ask me personally.
What do you mean?
I mean, because anything in Somalia, because he was speaking, in Islam is a little different. I mean, okay, but Islam, it started as somebody's culture, right? It's the same thing.
And in Somalia, because he said they twerk, but Rashid said no, it's just the Bantu, the black ones. They're the ones that do that. What do you make of that?
He's a crazy. Because even if they are Bantu, aren't they supposed to be Somalis too? They are Somalis, but why are you trying to distinct between who you consider Somalis and who are not? They are all within the country code.
No, but that's the reality of it. So, we just got to address it according to that.
I think he's an hypocrite. That's what I think. He's trying to okay, man, humans, there's always an element of certain group that do bad things. Afrodamas, man. For you to label one group as
but in this case, it's not about whether it's good or bad. I think what people, because like I said, these women, this is the culture now in America, but they don't want people to call it as that. So to them, they were just honoring their ancestors. When they're happy, this is what they do. They twerk. They go to the club, they twerk. When they're happy, they twerk. When they see it as a party, they twerk. If they're at Walmart, they twerk. Target, they twerk. This is the culture. They are at Elmina Castle. Because people have not stopped them in the past. So let me play devil's advocate. In their defense, they don't see what is anything wrong with what they did.
Oh, really? They defended that?
No. I'm saying this. They've seen their grandma doing it.
Oh, you're right. Actually, it's the hood culture. So
it's a hood culture.
I agree with you. I think it's a normal thing to them. I think that's what I'm saying. Like the Ghanaians have to. I think it's good they did that so they can see the kind of groups that are really coming to the country. Not all of, because some of them when they come as if like they come from an advanced country trying to school them what to do and what not to do. So they can see the other side of the people that also come into that country as well, right? So it's a good thing. It's a good thing in guys, right? So that's how I kind of look at it.
Well, that's good. Let's bring in Olu. Olu, are you there? Olu, unmute yourself.
Yes, yeah.
Olu, welcome back to the report. Olu, what do you think about, the topic here? You heard about the mother, giving instructions to her son to delete the guy that put his hands on her in the middle of the hood, smacked her to her face. I'm being aggressive. And you've heard the different takes and also the twerking. What's your take on it?
Well, one thing, the guy that lost his temper, it was unfortunate that he had to pass away. It was unfortunate that he didn't have enough emotional intelligence to not escalate, and hit the lady. And it's also unfortunate that the young man had to use that pistol and take a life.
Right.
That even though he was on the surviving side of it, it still could be kind of traumatizing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of thoughts behind that.
That's right.
So
that's why I said three. Two
I think
men suffered. Yes,
sir. So I think it points to a systemic thing. I mean, I feel sorry I don't agree with that dude did. The guy with the locks.
Yeah,
I think
he punched her. He punched her hard.
Yeah, that's too much. That's not how African men should be behaving, and I'm totally against that type of behavior.
But he's not African though.
Well, a lot of Africans don't think that they're Africans around the world. That's a global phenomenon. That That denial is a global phenomenon.
Yeah, but you know what? Which you mean African descendant?
I mean, the whole planet is descended from Africa. So if you want to go there, but nobody's going to be on your team more than your brothers that got a similar, background in a recent history. You know what I mean?
He's an American. He's an American.
Well, if he's African, I guess Ghana will have to take him in. We Gambia, we're not taking in any of that.
Hell no.
Any of what? Any of what?
That type of behavior, smacking, punching women in the face.
Oh yeah, that's it. I'm glad that's not, that's a general consensus out there. That's beautiful. And I hope y'all keep that up. And just realize that colonialism have a great way of getting in people's heads though. So I mean, it's a very powerful system. And it's not always brute force, so when that type of when your own country's doing something, kind of strange because it takes on, I'm not saying Ghana is going to do this, but you got to just be aware, you know what I mean, of people, kind of trying to pull those type of agendas in your country. I'm proud of South Africa for rejecting the LGBTQ, whole thing. Like,
So what do you think about the twerkers?
The twerkers, I think, I just got into a discussion with my wife about this, and at first I my opinion was that it was disrespectful because I'm more of like, I'm more into tradition or whatnot and things like that.
Like
but
what kind of tradition are you into? There's many different.
I'm into traditions that work. That's I'm an Americanized African, which was un-Americanized, but I'm an African from America, and so I'm ideologically I had to reassemble.
Can you explain that for the audience? So because some people might not understand.
Sure.
So
sure.
they are in
Sure. America has been a mixing pot, a melting pot. So it's a lot of. I'm not going to talk about the problems, so to speak. I'm just saying, just socially, it's been a mixing pot. A lot of free thinking people are out here. A lot of ideas been transferred here and there. So it's a lot of. You'll find people with mixed ideology and also mixed genetics. So it happens out here in America, So regarding the dancing over there, though, I think that the dancing, I found it a little bit offensive, myself, but someone who argued, with me explained that this is African culture, that people, I don't know. When I see African culture, I don't see it connected with, the club and,
African culture. Just say African cultures because we have different cultures. In Africa, we have different cultures.
Yeah, many different cultures. I'm on the planet. No, I'm not an old head, bro. I know exactly what Africa's about. I know how many different languages. Culture. Yeah, I know. I studied colonialism. I know about Africa really well.
Okay. So you disagree with the twerking? That's your stance, right?
Yeah, I think it was I think it was highly distasteful. I don't think it's wrong. They shouldn't be going to jail for it, but I think it was highly, highly, highly distasteful. Might even be a little disrespectful to, certain people. I mean, I feel like it's going that way.
Thank you. Let's bring in Primex. Primex, are you there? We see you.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Primex, welcome to the AfriDamos Report. Primex, what is your take on the mother, who instructed the son to, delete the Pookie? I mean, let's just say it, they dropped the charges. It was self-defense. Most common sense people would call it that. And also this women traveling all the way from, Atlanta and twerking at the castles there where they used to keep, Africans before they ship them out into slavery. Let's say you.
Okay, well, the incident in Chicago, I have mixed feelings, and a lot of people do, which is understandable because there's a lot of there's things that people could retaliate. There's self-defense, someone's mom getting punched, all that mixing together. So I kind of understand why it's going to be a 50-50 debate across the whole, people observing this. So I'm pretty much 50-50 with this. Was he wrong for punching her? Yes, he was. but at the same time, like he's telling her, the mother, listen, back off, leave me alone, back off. She still keep on talking. She still keep on antagonizing him and everything. And it's like, I don't agree what he did. Again, disclaimer, I don't agree. But there's a lot of high-head dudes, you know, and this is the city of Chicago, where there's a lot of emotional, single mother raised men there, high-headed, hard-headed, crime, deleting each other and everything. So you got to be careful, especially as a woman. It looks like she didn't care. It doesn't matter if she has that soft, soothing, innocent voice. She wasn't like yelling masculine in his face, but at the same time, she still kept on pushing it. So you have to understand, as a woman in these dangerous places, first of all, you shouldn't even be there in the first place at that hour.
At that hour, because if you think about it, like, because you heard the conversation I had with Zongo about these neighborhoods. I know certain times when you bring this up, people want to say, oh, there's good people there. No one is saying they are bad whatsoever, right? But would you say that woman, should she even be living in that neighborhood?
No.
A neighborhood like that?
Nope. At all. Not even just being at that spot, just living there, period. No. Because again, she wasn't screaming at her. She had her masculine frame. She has a soft, soothing, innocent voice. But at the same time, you're pushing at these type of dudes that don't act accordingly, that act what you say illogical. Oh no, so that's not logical. That's gonna attack right away, and it's like you gotta be careful for these environments. Now, when he punched her and everything, he did walk away. That's what.
Yeah, but also, for example, like you saying, let's say you were in that joint, like you've heard some of these people were saying. Would you see that kind of situation ensued between that guy, how erratic he was between him and the woman? Would you step in late at night in Chicago and they're upset like this? Like you just want to get your food. Like, I mean, with everything that's involved, like this, some of these gentlemen claim they would talk that guy down. Do you think, from your assessment, that's even a wise thing to do at that time?
I know a lot of black women is going to be on that. Black men don't protect. Black men don't protect. I'm not going to protect. I'm not going to protect a black woman that's in an irrational situation. This is an extremely irrational situation. Like I'm not doing it. The answer is no, because it's late at night. Why is she there? Why she's like by herself
to get food
outside, and it's like I would not do it. I would back off, get my food or get my money back, and just leave, because something's gonna pop off, and something did. You get what I'm saying? Something did. So I can't in that particular situation. I'm not gonna intervene. This whole black women need to be protected. Black women protected. Let me just say this, and I'm gonna get to the twerking thing in a second. Black women always say, stop policing us. You're always policing black women. You never police other races of women, white women, Hispanic, Asian. Well, you're right. We do try to police y'all more. You know why? Because you ladies always ask for protection more.
Yeah, but you cannot protect a woman that's not in your circles. You can't. She's not following anything you're saying. You have nothing to do with her.
No, I know that. No, let me get to that. I'm engaged. I'm engaged. I'm gonna get married next year. My fiance is black, or it doesn't matter what color she is or anything. But yeah. I protect my black fiance, my black loved ones. That's obvious right there. Random women, wherever, what race, and that's gonna be a least probability. Like, I'm in New York. Like, there's a lot of crazy things that go on here in New York City. It's a least probability that I'll protect. But as far as this whole protect black women culture, I'm sorry. If there's a culture of black women saying stop policing us, stop policing us, stop policing us, then unfortunately we're gonna say, okay, you want us to police us? Okay, so don't expect the protection.
But also in these neighborhoods, especially Chicago, a lot of these women are carrying heat.
I think they should.
They're carrying heat, because even like clubs where generally hood people come to, Black people, you don't want to go there because these women are the ones that carry the guns into the club for the shooters. You see, so like you go into these places, you see people going at it, you don't know them. It's just not smart, to jump into it. Can you explain what's the chances of one getting shot trying to play hero, trying to play, smart guy to de-escalate, these loud people who are ready to kill one another? What's the chances of you taking yourself out with them?
It's a high. I can't really give you an exact number. I just know it's a high possibility because it's in an urban city area like Chicago. All you have to do is say Chicago, and I live in New York. New York is miles away from Chicago, but at the same time, it's not as worse as Chicago. But at the same time, I'm in an urban city. Like I know how it goes down. Like there's a lot of high head dudes out here, irrational thinking people that they got their ish on. They got their ish. They're ready for war. They're ready to delete someone for the dumbest situation. Like if I don't know the situation 100% and everything, I'm just going in and attacking. I lose my life, and it so happens it's her fault. How's that look? So yeah, it's a high possibility. Yeah.
Yeah, it's best to just avoid it. So let's say the twerking, because some are trying to say, oh, it's African culture. Obviously, I've shown, in Ghana, the women, how the culture is done, right? So they did this at Elmina slave castle where they used to hold Africans before they shipped them into transatlantic slave trade. What is your take on it?
Well, first things first, you're saying that they're doing like an African, the people that's defending them, right? The selective outrage Black community, right?
Yeah, because they're saying this is degenerate. Let me show it again.
No, I seen the video. Yeah, you show it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah. No, I was just asking. Like, are you talking about the people that defending it? You talking about like what?
No. I mean, I just want to hear your take on it.
Okay.
Me personally, I just know they are doing what the Black Queen does. They twerk wherever they go. They twerk here in America. But now, like Phil here is upset. He said these hood rats are embarrassing them.
Right.
Like, see, like
now you have not seen this video. Oh boy, let's review it.
So they said they're doing this for the ancestors.
Well, let me say this. I respect him for shaming them. I respect him from calling them out, because in the Black community of how selective we are, I'm not gonna say all Black people. Of course, there's Black people, some Black folks that are outraged, but the ones that aren't outraged, the ones that are like, so what? They're Black, their skin is Black, they probably have ties to the ancestors and all of that. They're trying to do a dance. I got a question for those who will try to defend that. If those are white women, would you all defend them?
Well, they would have been calling them all kinds of names. But here's the thing also, because how people here, Blacks especially, say, when slavery, our ancestors, what happened? But look at what the place did where they were held. Look at what they went and did there in their honor.
And also, if you just give me a minute, there's a TikTok video I saw like about 2 years ago. Black women, they're like influencer, right? Both of them was like in a plantation, and they were picking up cotton, and while they were twerking and picking up cotton while they're twerking, and the other Black chick was raining the cotton on them like they were in a strip club. And I see a bunch of Black women laughing and giggling and all that on the comments, laughing and giggling. And I was like, if those were white chicks or Asians or any other chicks doing that, there would be outrage and all. So it's not about what's right or what's wrong. It's the
but you do realize that makes, like, because this argument that Black people go around say people don't take them serious or respect them, their history. This here, like it would be hard, like any
they don't respect them.
Any sane person to take them serious, because to them everything is a joke, even their own ancestors' history.
That's what I'm saying. They pick and choose. This is the thing. This is why other races, you're right, other races can't take us seriously, because we like to pick and choose all the time. We don't care what's right or what's wrong as long as the skin color. And that's disingenuous. That's disingenuous. Just because they have a certain skin color, they can do it. But someone else have a different skin color, you're disrespecting our ancestors. But at the same time, people will say that we all come from Africa. So if we all come from Africa, then people that have white skin can say the N-word to an African. That's not racist.
Yeah.
Then that's not racist. You can't call them racist.
Right.
But we're all coming from Africa.
But not according to their logic. But Primex, thank you very much. Let's see here, what's his name? Guys, let's start closing out here. Let's have you, Rashid. Actually, Duale, you came first. Go ahead, Duale, your closing statements.
Okay, can I just show you one thing real quick? It's this.
Oh wow, so they are depicting slavery.
Yeah, you see, that's what I was talking about.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's hard for people to take it serious.
So yeah, my bad. Sorry. You go.
Yeah. Go ahead, Duale.
Yeah. Thank you very much again.
So you heard Rashid. He said it was the Bantus that twerk. It was in Somalis, and but your closing statement.
Okay. Abridamos, I think there was a lot of misconception and misunderstanding what I said here.
Right.
In that, let me just clear it. My disagreement with you was like not these women dancing on that floor, but is twerking an African culture. And I told you it is a Somali culture. I don't care if it's a Bantu or a origin Somali. It's part of our culture, and that was my disagreement with you. But the other thing is the place or the castle. It is. I said it's a historical, yes, but I don't know the protocol. What the Ghana do when people go visit there?
It's not Ghanaian culture, right? Because I've shown the Ghanaian dance.
Yeah, there are so many different Ghanaian dance.
No, but this is but see, you're trying to move the goalpost.
Yeah.
This is what is more popular in Ghana.
Okay. Yeah,
you see? Right, you see that?
Yeah.
That's how they do it.
That is the popular dance in Ghana.
Yes, that's Ghana.
Okay, great. And my question was like, do we have the reaction of the Ghanaian people of these women? We have now reaction from the Americans. I don't care whether they are African or blacks, but mostly in America. But we don't have the African reaction yet, and that means, well, they are off the hook. Huh? Anyway,
who's off the hook?
The four ladies who were twerking.
Actually, the one who shared the post on Twitter, I think, was a Ghanaian. I saw that first from a Ghanaian.
And he found that disgusting, huh?
Of course, that's why he posted that. So look at what American women are doing.
Thank you for clarifying that. And I am very disappointed by the what is his name? Ferris American rifleman or whatever. This African American who was like saying we have to, be careful about the honors. Hey, come on, man. Africa is a big continent. Where I come from, or south or north or east, we are all African. But you are American, so just stay there. That's it.
Thank you, Duale. Thank you.
Duale, that's because the honors here in America, they think a little different than you.
All right, let's go with Olu. Olu, closing statement, Olu. Olu, go ahead.
Yo, what's up? I was trying to get the mic ready. Yeah, peace. Just close the statement. That I just think, people gotta get their attitude and their culture right. I just, good show. You know what I'm saying? Nothing more to say, man. Just good show. And you know, I hope that we can pull it together instead of being so divisive. You know, I know a lot of people are so upset with, you know, African American culture. You know what I'm saying? But there's something behind it that's more scarier. Promise you.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Olu. We'll take
All
that
right.
into consideration.
All right.
Thank you
Peace,
very much.
peace.
Peace. All right, we got Rashid. Rashid, go ahead, Rashid.
Afrodamas, it's been great show. Thank you very much. Just I want to make some light on what the brother just left have said, Dale. You see, there's this, if you I'm older. I think I'm older than him. There is Somali cultures. They are different dances. We call it danto, and also we have wulwile, we have seili'i. All these are Niko. Niko is the dance that the Somali Bantus really dance. So it's not something bad. Just there's their dance. We have wulwile. We have danto. Danto is all these dances is with the clapping of the hand and jumping like dancing like that. But it's not like shake the booty or something like that. That's not the Somali culture. Everybody, it's like Somalia. You know, we have Somali tribe, which is the one of the oldest tribes, that they call it the Cushitic tribe. The Cushitic are the oldest one in the East Africa. So so you have Cushitic, you have Hamitic. So they are descended of the Noah, children of Noah. So that's the oldest tribe. So we are in the tribe of Somali. Somali is a tribe of Africa, and we are not black. We don't identify ourselves as black. But if you see me as black, I will take it. If you see me as this one, whatever you see me, if you see me blue, I will take it. But I see myself as an African tribe, as a Somali, as a Muslim. That's my identity. So whatever you think, how my color will reflect to you, that's American thing. Because in America you have black, you have Asian, you have other things. Now we have for that we have another professor now in West Africa. His name is Go Black to Africa. He's bringing Hebrew Israelite he's teaching West Africans. He's teaching West Africans. They are not the original of the West Africa. They came from Israel. They are Hebrew. Now all his videos are Hebrew Israelite, and he's turning all the West Africa all the way to Israel. So I wish he will come here and debate with the real West Africans and teach them if he has something to prove for that. So he don't have to have a camera and walk running around in West Africa. So he have to come here and teach debate with the West African, like for Afadamas, Zongo, and all that. So that's the one guy I see. And the other guy, what his name, the Phil from
the Advice Show.
The Advice Show. I will tell him I'm going to open a dungeon in East Africa because Ethiopia does not have a sea coast. So he's welcome in East Africa, in Horn of Africa.
Well, he's already there. He's in Ethiopia already.
Oh yeah, because there, it's really, we don't have those issues. So that means, so people who saying that Somalis Horners are not.
Well, how come the Horners and I noticed the West Africans on the, even though they fight with the blacks, that's what I noticed. They unite on that. They are like, we don't trust the Horners. Why are the West Africans, the old-time West Africans and the new West Africans?
Why do they
where do they look at the Somalis suspiciously?
Look, West Africa or East or Horn of Africa, we are all cousins. We are all African tribes. You are Soninke, I am a Somali tribe. You are Soninke tribe, and Zongo is a Zongo tribe. So we identify ourselves as tribe of Africa.
But we are the real Israelites.
The original
also.
Tribes of Africa. We are the original tribes of Africa. So we don't see ourselves colors. We don't see ourselves black. Black is an American thing. They label you because you don't have a culture. You don't label you that because you don't have anything identity. That's why they say you are. If you see a car passing there, you say that black car. If you know that black car, if you know, you say a Toyota because now is a Toyota. But if you don't see the Toyota label there, you will just say a black car. Pass me right there. So you just naming the person because that person does not have a culture, does not have a tribe. Africa,
and Zongo.
Tribe, and we brought of our own tribes because tribe is all one package. We have culture, language in it, food in it, dance in it. We have all rich cultures in Africa. West Africa has rich cultures. Horn of Africa have rich cultures. East Africa has rich cultures. So all these cultures call Africa, not Black Africa,
So
not White Africa.
wait, Rashid, hold on. Let me. So Zongo. So why are you suspicious of the Somalis at the honors
Oh
there?
me, oh me. No, I'm not. I think
Oh, okay.
from conversation you can tell. I said that I said in defense of I actually wasn't defending Rifleman, but I was probably clarifying because he listened to a lot of conversation from honors in America, and that's how he drew his perspective.
Well, he's from
about
Germany.
No, I'm saying the Rifleman. The
Oh.
German guy was responding to Rifleman about his view about the Hornets, and I'm saying
Oh.
Rifleman drew his perspective from the Hornets here in America. You know, so the German guy probably didn't know about it. The Hornet from Germany,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what you was. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Got
I mean, I think a lot has to do with a lot of like misunderstanding. Because for me, I'm Muslim, so I understand. I think a lot of the non-Muslim Africans, they don't really understand the Muslim Africans. So if they act a little different, they see them as that is an Islamic. They try to label them with the Arabic. You understand?
Mhm.
So that's fairly understandable, but because they have no knowledge about Islam. You even heard even
So
the
you're saying like the African Kafirs, like the
yes
the African
like even
Kafirs, like the two Nigers and the.
yeah, even Tunaja was saying the same thing about the
So
Fulani.
is he a Kafir?
Yeah, of course, that's how they call him. He's a kafir. They don't, because if you speak the Hausa language, they have no respect for the people from Saudi, man. I'm telling you, right? So I think a lot of the problem, like even Rashid was saying, oh, this and
In
that
South
about
Africa, that's such a bad word too. That's the N word over there.
Oh yeah,
kafir,
kafir
right?
is like a nigger.
Oh, really? In South Africa, but kafir, yeah, you're right. Because I mean, even in Ghana, some non-Muslims they took that who understand the language, they're going to take kafir as very offensive, right? Because usually,
Oh no, it's different. But that's totally kafir is Arabic. That's different. The kafir is somebody who rejected. Kafir is means rejection.
man,
Reject.
Rashid speaking to me, I'm
The
a
Arabic, I know the Arabic. I can speak the Arabic. Kafir means kafara. Kafara means he rejected.
I mean,
That's how the word Arabic is. But the South African, the Afrikaners, the way they use that's kafa. That's kafa. Kafir means a nigger. That's different one. Yes.
Anyway, as far as like I mean, I don't know why you were saying that about the the little boy who deleted some. Were you assuming that I was going to protect the lady if I was there? Like if I wasn't related to them, is that what you're saying? That I'm not going to laugh?
Yeah. You sounded like a nice guy that would,
I'm
just
saying
be
that
like,
was my
hey.
mom. If that was my
But
mom,
Zongo, I have a question. Why did you say earlier that the Somalis who are in America are different? Why you say? Have you talked to everybody in America?
the point I'm saying is that the guy from the Somali from Germany was saying that no, the Hornets are not like that, and he was referring to the rifleman.
When you say honors, it's like Ethiopia.
I mean,
80 tribes of Ethiopia, 70 tribes of Ethiopia, the Somalis, the Afar tribe, the Eritrean, which has 9 tribes. Imagine how many tribes are there? 70 tribes.
But we speaking about YouTube. We don't see Ethiopians on the YouTube space most of the time. It's mostly Somali. So usually when they mean Hornets, they mean you don't see Djibouti's coming on the platform, right?
No, because
let's no place.
Go
Let's no place.
to a Twitter.
I mean, within our space where you can see riflemen. So we're speaking about riflemen and this. Let's not go too much into details and shift the goalposts, right? He's speaking about he doesn't trust the Hornets, right? And he's basing that based on what he has heard from the Hornets here in America, right?
So does he talk to everybody? Does he talk to everybody? Trust? What do you mean trust? We're the most trusted people. How you can trust a black guy in the neighborhood?
Space,
do you trust a black guy in the neighborhood? Hold on. Do you trust a black guy in the neighborhood, or you trust a Somali guy in America? Which one you gonna put?
I don't want to argue today, man.
Who you gonna leave your bicycle?
I don't want to.
Who you gonna leave a bicycle? If you say Somali guy,
I don't want to argue.
You say a black guy.
I'm
asking you. I'm asking you. Can you answer that?
But even the same
can you
guy
answer that? If you go to a bathroom and you don't have, hold on.
Hold on. The same guy.
Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question first. if you go into a bathroom and you have a bicycle with you, and you see a Somali guy and a black guy here, which one you leave your bicycle with?
What do you mean? Like if I'm where? It depends
If
on
you
the
go into a
location.
bathroom, and you have a bicycle, and you don't have a lock, and you want to leave the bicycle, and you see a Somali guy sitting on the corner and a black guy sitting on the other side, which one you leave your bicycle with?
What do you mean? It depends. It depends. It
What do
depends
you
on
mean? You don't speak English? You don't speak English?
What does it depend on?
Depend on the trust. You can't say
No, no, no.
you
I'm
can't
gonna
trust
communicate
Somalis.
with the person first, right? Because I mean, I'm gonna communicate, right? I mean,
No. Zongo. Well, I mean, because you said you've lived in the hood and you know all this. So, I mean, and you've had fair interaction with the Somalis here online, I'm sure, and out there.
I've
So,
seen Somalis in
so
Seattle.
Rashid is challenging you. He's very sure of how trustworthy a Somali is. So he wants to know, since you have this experience, also he's asking you, who do you trust? Because don't forget, you've let us all, you're Muslim, Somalis are Muslim, so start thinking. There's a lot
man.
of things,
If
So
I was in the,
he's
hold on.
asking you,
Let me
who
make a comment.
would you trust?
If I was in the hood, I wouldn't trust nobody, man. In the hood.
No. That's not what he's asking, Zongo. Zongo, you have to remember, Zongo, you are in a, Negrology 101 class, this summer event. But look, I'm not giving you the answer. I'm not saying who, I wanna know, I wanna know if Rashid is saying the Somali will not ever steal or whatever. Just give your answer. So it's class. It's Negrology 101.
Afidamus.
There's no wrong answers.
You're right. See, when I was in Springfield, in the masjid, I used to have a lot of blacks who are Muslims too, right? So it depends on the connection. If it's a Muslim, this and
I didn't brought up religion. I say to you,
I'm
black
saying,
guy looking like he doesn't dress up. He look like he's from the neighborhood. Not the black guy who dress up nice, but I'm talking about black guy coming from the neighborhood, and the Somali guy sitting on the other side. Which one you will leave your bicycle?
Like Zongo, hold on, Zongo, let me hold on, Zongo, let me. So Zongo is like Zongo. What he's saying, a Somali guy, he's in his slacks, he's got his Bluetooth on, he's talking, and he's, he took a minute, because Somali, no matter how fast he's talking on the Bluetooth, if you talk to him, he's willing to stop and talk to you. So he's willing to stop and talk to you, right? And you got a bike. So what he's asking, the Somali with his nice slacks he got from Macy's, Nordstrom, whatever, he's got his Bluetooth on, and you got Leroy over there. They're both there. You look at them, you want to make sure your bike will be safe. Which one would you pick to be a custodian over your bike? That's what he's asking.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be careful.
I'm not saying a black guy wearing a suit,
hold on.
a suit or something.
But hold on. I said Afidamas. See, where I went to college, I met a Somali guy from Springfield.
Zongo, you are dancing. Zongo, just answer and then.
I'm not going to trust any one of them. I'm not going to trust them that way. I'm going to judge the individual personality.
So you will not. So what I'm saying, we're just saying, right? For instance, there's no, like, it's just so you pick one, because you gotta go into this spot right now, like you need to take care of it.
You told me, like, even in jail, you do to Somalis, man. I met a lady over here in
No. What I'm saying, he's not asking me.
Just like that,
Zongo. No, what I'm saying, like, you're at this spot, no choice. You gotta leave the bike. You gotta leave the bike.
You have to run to the bathroom.
Okay, we got Abdi over here. We got Tyrone. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna give you that response, man. I'm gonna get the situation and make. It depends, man.
You know,
But
Rashid, why would you do this to Zongo? You know his wife is black.
yeah,
Why
no,
would you do this?
but he brought up. He said Somalis are not trusted in this area. That's what that's the question
I
came
mean,
to him.
you know why? You know
He's the one
why?
who
You know why I
he's the
said
one
that?
who shot first, and then I will answer to
I
him.
mean, but Afidamas. See, when I was outside, my mentor, he was from Somaliland, right? So I know Somali. But here in America, it's a little different, right? I met Somali here on campus who told me if some guys were from the hood and were driving nice cars, he's gonna rob them. He's Somali, man. And I'm like, damn, why would this Somali adopt this black
I'm not
culture
talking
in
about the
America?
Somali who live in the
Listen
hood.
to me
I'm not
first.
talking
Listen
about
to
the
me.
Somalis who live
So
in the
there are
hood.
Somalis. Hold on. There are
You know.
Somalis here in America who
Yeah,
have
they live in the
absorbed
hood.
the
I know
black.
that. I know
They
that. They
have
live
absorbed
in the
the
black neighborhood.
culture. So
Yeah,
what
they
are
live in the
you
black
talking
neighborhood.
about? So I'm gonna assess the situation
Yeah,
before I
I'm
make
not
the
saying
judgment.
those Somalis who live in the neighborhood, in the black neighborhood, they're part of that. So I'm not talking about those guys. I say
Oh,
a
okay.
Somali person who you can see who is straight from Africa. You see him right there sitting there, and a guy who dressed up like yo and here right there. Which
Oh yeah,
one
of
will you
course.
be your
I'm
bicycle?
gonna. I mean,
When you
naturally,
say
I'm
I
gonna.
cannot answer, then I will move to another topic.
Yeah, I mean, naturally, I'm gonna give to that Somali. He's from Somali, from
Yeah,
this end, and he's a Muslim.
you will leave that Somali guy. Okay, you answered that.
Yeah,
Then
but
okay.
first, I'm gonna. If he's a Muslim, I can connect with him on
I
that.
didn't. Why you bring religion?
Because that's how I do things, man. That's how I'm
No.
gonna trust a Somali guy if he's a Muslim, man. That's how
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
oh, you
Look,
leave the bicycle to him.
Yeah, if it's a Muslim, I mean, oh, so
so
okay,
so here's the thing, Rashid. What Zongo is saying is, you're holding his feet to the fire. So the man saw one card. Okay, let the man use the card, please.
yeah. So if it's a Muslim, I'm gonna use the Muslim card. Oh, I trust the Muslim. We're gonna speak a little Arabic. I'm yeah. Anta Muslim, Ana Muslim, mashallah. You just move on, right? That's how.
Zongo.
No, but
Zongo
I'm
is Zongo haven't been in America a while, but he is already a very good, liberal. He knows what to answer. He knows how to answer it. He knows how not to answer it. Zongo, you will do really well.
Look, hold on.
He's really good at it.
He's a good politician.
Even when I was in Seattle, I met some Somali guy. I didn't know, I'm like, oh, but when I knew a lot of Somalis are Muslim, right? And I'm a Muslim, so usually
we are all Muslim. We don't have other religion.
I say I don't know about that, right?
Yeah, we don't have our religion. I'm Somali. I'm telling you that we don't have other religion in Somalia.
There are Somalis who are not Muslim here in America.
No, I'm not here. I'm not talking about outside. Outside you find.
But I'm talking about America, and I'm saying
I'm not talking about those who are here. I'm talking about Somalia. You don't have. We don't have. Oh, first listen, Zonga, please listen to me.
Oh my
we don't have in Somalia other religion other than Islam.
I'm talking about Somali, man. So, I'm speaking about here in America.
Those people here, they can be anything. They can be gay. They can be a faggot. They can be anything they want. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those who are back home. They are all Muslims. That's what I'm saying. We are all Muslims.
Well, in this situation, like for instance, if I want to let someone hold my bike, if it's me, as long if the person, if none of them are crackheads, I would, if whoever is close, I'll be like, hey, bro, do you mind watching this bike for me? I'll assess it, but yeah, because Abdi might be on his Bluetooth talking on the phone and forget and walk away and leave it, and leave your bike there.
You are African. When you see an African person, whatever he's East, West Africa, you will see him as an African, and you will lean up to that guy. You will lean the African person first. That I'm sure. I have seen Ghanaian. I've seen Ghanaian. I've seen Nigerian. They know I'm African. They say, they come and talk to me. If they see a black guy there, they will come to me.
You're right. The Africans do that mostly.
Yeah, they will come to me first. If he wants some help, he will come to me first. I see one time I'm driving. He need a jump cable in the parking area, and then he came to me, West African guy. There are a lot of black people around. He didn't go to them. He came to me and he said, "You have a jump?" Yes, I told him, "Hi, brother," and I helped him out. When I drove my car all the way to his car and then did it for him. You see, maybe the black guy will say, "Oh, do you have $10?" Maybe something like that. or he will say, no, man, just get out of here. Maybe I don't know if he'll be a nice guy and maybe we'll do it for him. But the guy came to me, all the way to me.
Zongo, if you had answered this question directly, you wouldn't offend anybody. It makes sense. Like honestly, like most the Africans, right? I'm just keeping it real. Like some African guy, if they see the Somali guy, they honestly don't care if he's Somali. They would more likely go ask the Somali to watch their bike.
About where in America? You mean
in America? I'm just saying, even if they,
No,
I'm
not doing that.
I'm just telling you, like I'm talking even Christian.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Africa,
say
like because in certain type of those neighborhoods, they'll probably go there. But also it depends on the neighborhood or the person.
on the
You know.
Thomas, man. It depends on the
Hello,
Even-
St. James. How you doing? How you doing, St.
But
James?
Thomas, even if it is in
Doing great, bro.
in a bad neighborhood, I wouldn't trust any of them. Unless maybe I would trust someone who is a Muslim that I might probably connect with him.
Look,
I mean, that's how
I'm
I
just saying most of the Africans are not caring if you're Muslim or not. They just know you are African like them.
Everybody say that they will trust.
They just know you are African like them.
Everybody say
It's like the African halal shops.
Can
The
I chime
African
in on that a
halal
little
shops.
bit?
Yeah, the African halal shops. It's not only even the Africans who are not Muslims, they go there. It is Africans mostly that go there. They don't care. It's not whether it's halal. They just know it's African place. They go there.
Let St. James talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I do agree with Rashid, man. In America, like Africans, when we ask another African for help, man, we usually do that like easily, like without questions. Like when you ask somebody else who's not Africans, they might ask you for money. This is what I noticed. The people don't do things for free here.
Well, one time it's not only them. I had I had a situation, a Cameroonian. A Cameroonian. He was like, because I was he did some help and he asked for money. He tried to ask for money, so I had to be African on him. I was like, come on, man, what kind of culture you came from? I said, you haven't learned how certain things we just gotta help one another. You're gonna ask me for money? He was a Cameroonian guy. He's from one of those Ambazonia areas. I'm not sure,
So Judah's cousin?
That's a Judah.
No,
Judah's cousin, huh?
No, but for real though, this did happen, and I did call him out.
No, I was kind of listening to the choice that
James, like people speak based on experience, right? And I've been here like relatively like 4 years, right? Ever since I've been here, I think you are the only Africans that have been here far longer than I've been, right? My interaction a lot more was usually Africans who just recently came just for college as well, right? And the next part is probably maybe African American. And I've never had bad interaction with blacks from here based on my limited experience, right? So I think my judgment might be skewed a little bit because of I'm speaking based on my experience. The person who taught me extensively about America wasn't an African. It was a black person, right? So why wouldn't I give my judgment based on my experience?
No, I get you. How long you been here for?
Relatively 4 years, not even up to 4.
4 years. You're still a baby in America, my bro.
You understand, right?
Yeah.
So I'm giving my
I'm not
right.
Technically, personally, I'm not judging your opinion when it comes to Black Americans, honestly, because I respect that, and I was new just like you, so it takes a while living in America to understand.
And I'm not saying,
No, I get you.
I've been to the hood. You understand? I understand like the hood
bro.
culture.
I lived in the hood, bro. So don't worry. I got you.
So it's a little different from this thing.
And you mean wait? You say in the hood, ladies say, "Afrodamus, you looking hot," but continue.
Yeah, I haven't stayed in the hood. So my understand, speaking about black people, it's not from the ones from the hood, from people that I've seen from other areas as well, right? So that's my.
The hood you stayed in, were they playing my mixtapes there?
Are you talking to me?
Zongo.
Oh, okay.
Oh, do they play a mixtape? No, they don't play.
Well, so you were not even in a real hood. So you were in a fake hood. Let's let St. James talk.
Go ahead.
Man, bro, man, that's cool, man. You know, I enjoy listening to you, bro. But I feel like, you know, you're kind of on the fence on when it comes to certain topics. You know,
Like
because
what?
Rashid asked you a question, you were, you know, like, come on, man. You know that this is
You talking about me or Zongo?
no Zongo, man. It's easy, man. Yeah, you know where you're gonna turn your back to. You know, come on.
Zongo said
No.
Zongo don't want to answer.
Because he asked me specifically about Somali, right? And when I came, there was a Somali guy from here in the U.S. who told me personally. I was in the college campus with. He told me some of the guys driving these nice cars, if they were in his neighborhood, he's gonna rob them. So my understanding,
yeah,
Somali guy.
Okay, which neighborhood you talking about?
Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City.
Where? Kansas City?
Yes.
No, we don't have a neighborhood. We see the Somali neighborhood is not like that, brother. It's not like that. Some Somali kids, they hang out with the black guys. So they picked up.
Stop being defensive of the Somalis, man. After
Look,
said
they
he's
picked
seen
up
Somalis in
No, hold
jail
on. Let me
too.
explain to you my community.
Stop it.
You know, I will explain to you my community. Because look, we have Somali community, Somali, you know, youngs. They go to school with some black guys who are from the hood. So they picked up the bad culture from them. So you find some of them, have the sign of gangs and all that. That's not our culture back home. This is in America. You're talking about here.
I mean,
So
if you tell me the person is fresh off the boat from Africa,
so
I'm
if
gonna
you
trust
find
the
one
fresh
guy,
off the
like
boat
if
guy,
you say one guy say to you that,
right?
then do you talk to everybody who is here?
And guess what happened to him,
Go to
Fidamus? Guess
Minnesota
what
and
happened
see
to
if they
him?
do that.
Hold on. Guess what happened to that Somali guy? He's dead. He's killed his two brothers in Kansas City, and the cops killed him. A Somali guy, Abdul Aziz. Google it
Yes,
on YouTube.
I'm not denying that. I told you. I say
come on,
they
man.
when they
Stop
come
it.
here, they hang out with the with the Ray or something like that. They hang out with them. So they learn I'm saying they picked up from those. So they
So it's
learn
just
that and they want to be like that.
for me, I was shocked. Man, why would a Somali guy? Because I look at
Because they are in America. They're bred here in America.
and I'm saying, so it's a symptom of the
You will find in America any culture that you have even white guys who grow up. If you go to Baltimore, you'll find white guys like they act like they live in the black neighborhood. You find that. Yes. So
I'm just making my decision
But
based on
when I ask you a question, you don't answer, and then when you don't answer, you jump to another one, and then if I ask you another question, you will not answer it. So what's your point? If I ask you another question, you will never answer.
my point is, I would trust someone who's an African who's off the boat from Africa far more than an African.
But you struggle to answer that. It took you like almost 20 minutes to answer.
Because I'm speaking based on my
Wait,
right?
Zongo, you say you would trust an African who's fresh off the boat than one who's been here?
That who's born and raised here, like
okay,
Moroccan,
and staying in the hood. You see Moroccan as an African?
Of course,
or
I see.
Or you see him as an Arab?
Yeah. I see them as
Adamus.
See, that's what
you don't mind if I ask Zongo a question?
Go for it.
Hey Zongo, after showing the video of the twerking, right? What do the Ghanaians think about that video? Like the Ghanaians in the United States and the ones on the continent. What do you think? Did you get to talk to both?
I think the only one that I saw was like a Ghanaian sharing that on on the Twitter space about what look at what the black women are doing at a slave castle in Ghana, right? And it kind of received a lot of like, damn, like these people, what kind of degeneracy from the comment section, right? What kind of like behavior are they bringing? Like, are they doing at slave castle, right? So I think it was they received a lot of like upset from the community, mainly on social media, but it wasn't a natural put on a broadcast or something like that. I didn't see as a news in Ghana. It's mainly like a YouTube or social media thing, but most of them they encourage it actually. Yeah,
Have you been on that site before? Like,
the Slave Castle.
yeah.
I've never been there before.
Okay. Do you know if they have a like security guard and how the place is protected? And
Yeah, they have normal like tour guides or something, but I don't think they have like security on that level. They can do stuff, without, because sometimes they have a lot of people like going right. And maybe if they and most of the Ghanaians, the ones over there, they don't really understand the Western level culture, and they can I don't think they can be able to tell them like what the hood culture really means. They might probably think that, oh, this is a Western thing that everybody's doing. So right.
so you can so anybody can pay at the entrance and get to be on their own without being with anybody else from the tour.
No, I think you have to be guided to do that,
You
right?
have to be guided to, so you can't be left alone.
Yeah, you cannot be left alone.
So what happened? Why were they able to make videos like if there was someone there?
Actually, sometimes I think even the Ghanaians, the way they even act, which is I don't know why, they even tell them even not to even video when they go to those places. I don't know, like you trying to scam them or something like that, right? For some reason, you know how the blacks are. They are very combative. They like even if we don't tell them, they will find a way to do it. They'll try and like
Just do it. Yeah.
the victim mentality. You get what I'm saying? And
So
sometimes you just get tired of them, and they.
yeah. Do they have like a code of conduct? Like when you go to those places, they usually tell you this is this type of place that you are entering. No loud music. No. Do you think they have that in there?
Of course.
So anybody that comes in there can read
I mean,
the extraction before going inside of it.
You go into the slave castle, man. I mean, that alone should tell you that you have to conduct yourself properly. Even when
Because
I was
Zango, man, honestly speaking, that behavior is not acceptable. Trust me, it's not. Like, come on, man. It's like we've seen McMills, which was like talked about, and this one right here, like I feel it's like people on the continent. They're not. It's like, come on now. It's like, how much do you want from the? I'm speaking for the people in Ghana. The respectful people in Ghana. I'm not talking about the people who are in show business. I'm not talking about the people who are doing tours and whatever. I'm talking about the respectful people in your country. They don't deserve this.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. I just wanted you to speak on that. You have to separate the good and the bad and the ugly. Just speak on the good that your country is doing. That's not a good look.
Like that. Yeah. I mean, see, because the thing is, like, you got to look at like the people who are employed at a slave castle, right? Their level of understanding the dynamism about the Western culture and how different groups come in, and even the Black culture. I had to come over here to even understand the culture a little better.
Zango is not. It's not gonna fly tonight. There's a lot of Ghanaians that lives in America and the UK that know Black culture, bro.
No, I mean the people back home over there.
I know, but they live back home. They travel back home. You guys are welcoming. You guys are welcoming Black America. So you're supposed to know the culture. I don't even know if that's the culture, but I'm just saying.
No, I mean the tour guides over there. The tour guides, the guides who are guiding people.
They should know Black Americans. They've been touring Black American for how long?
Oh, fuck.
Come on, bro.
Hold on, St. James. What do you say to this? John is all said. Africans were the first degenerates, selling their fellow Africans for guns, ammunition, umbrellas, and other frivolous items. Well, John,
do I have to feel sorry for that, or what?
But St. James.
Well, another one here. It's funny. Astrophotos wrote something interesting. He said the slave owners feel worse for the people they sold than the people that got sold. You can't make this up. So he's saying the people who came from from these people who were sold into slavery don't care about the people who were sold, but the people that quote unquote sold them feel worst.
Yeah,
and also Triple Jados, I guess this is for Rashid. Triple Jados said, Rashid,
he's saying, okay, question like this is Rashid. He said, Rashid, who taught the Somalis back home how to be pirates? I'm guessing Black Americans. So he's saying Rashid is
I
blaming
can answer that. I
everything
can.
on the
That's
blacks.
simple. I can answer that.
Well, he's just making a statement to say Rashid blamed twerking on the
Okay.
Bantus. Now he's blaming criminality of the Somalis on the blacks. So he's saying that. Now, what's next? You're going to accuse them of creating the pirates in Somalia too?
Okay, I will answer to him that. I will answer to him that. You
Let me
see
respond
those
to
shit.
James.
No,
Those
he's
shit
just being rhetorical. But I'll let you get to it.
I can
Sorry for
respond that.
cutting.
Let me respond
If
to.
he's a man, come up. Tell him to come up. Not chatting like a girl. Come on the
Then
panel
James,
and talk
I
to
mean,
us.
I think the video that McMill did, I think several comments because we uproar Anna but person, right? That is what to apologize,
Whose car is this?
right? St. James.
I'm sorry, I did not hear you.
I feel like what McMill did at the presidential palace, right? We saw the uproar from the Ghanaian back even in Ghana. You saw the uproar, right? Like even on the media spaces, a lot of them were even like, "What are they really doing at the Flagstaff House?" Yeah, those people there. There was an uproar over there, right? So that one was really taken very seriously compared to the one at the Slave Castle, right? I think the McMill one, he was a little bit loose. I mean, it was not something that should be condoned. I mean, I completely agree with a lot of people about that. But a slave castle, do most Ghanaians know about slave castle? No, the average Ghanaian. My mom doesn't know anything about a slave castle. No,
I get your point. I get your
I
point.
learned that when I was in school. I mean, so if you never had any kind of this, nobody knows about slave castle.
No, I'm not saying Ghanaians have to be mad to death about what
Mhm.
happened. I'm just saying, just a piece of note, just for those who are going inside of those dungeons, would be enough. You don't
You
have
watch
to
even
do.
Dinah's video
I
when
know.
when
I've
he
seen
wasn't
it.
even allowed to take video to in the slave castle, he
Yeah.
find a way to smuggle the camera inside, and he took videos about that, right?
That's, well,
And
I get you.
he
I
bribed
get your
someone,
point.
and they let
I
him
get
do it.
your point.
So, I mean, those guys they don't take root. I mean, they're very loose. It's an
Okay,
African.
guys, let's finally start. Let's close it because I
No,
got
no,
to
I do
eat.
have a, I do have a. Let me respond to that.
I gotta go get
That
some.
guy.
I
No,
gotta
no,
go
I
get
got you.
something to eat. Go
Alpha
ahead.
Damos.
Yeah.
That dude, that John Nola dude, man, he's getting too emotional, man. Sometimes he just come in and talking about those things like African were the first. How do you know that? How do you know that? You gotta put me in time, like, there ain't no African were doing those things, man. So I don't buy that, bro. Now for that Chicago boy, I mean, Alpha Damos, man, I'm not. I mean, I think he did. He was what, 14?
Yeah.
So he went inside with a weapon on his waist.
No, he came. His mom came there with him. His mom is
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
gun owner. She's got permit.
Mm-hmm.
They got gun in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying
Mm-hmm.
they saw her texting him
Mm-hmm.
when this Pookie started getting out of hand because she told his son,
Go
get
grab
in
it.
the car or something, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But they said she texted him. Long
Mm-hmm.
story short, he
Mm-hmm.
went grabbed the gun,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and deleted the
Mm-hmm.
guy for punching his mama in the face.
So we were standing by his mother when this was happening, and when
They're in a
he went to the
restaurant.
car.
It's like a late
Uh-huh.
restaurant.
Okay.
So
So he saw his mom being violated, right?
right.
Okay. So and his mom was able to text him before he got the weapon.
This is what they are saying.
Why she
But,
didn't do it? Why she didn't do it herself?
but well, I explained that. That's why. So they can get the verdict they got.
Okay, I
The
got you because that's
yeah,
what I was thinking. Like, if you
a
got
drug.
it, that means you trained. I think you did. She did know how to use it.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know why she did not, and the son has to do it. Well, I feel like, I mean, if they got away with it and he got killed.
Yeah,
Oh wow, yeah.
took
I
him
didn't
out.
follow that. I didn't follow that news, but I mean, that's unfortunate. But that's Chicago right there for you, man. It's too violent. That's why they call it Chirac, you know. And in
Right.
those kind of neighborhood at 11 o'clock at night, I don't know what you're looking for. You're a mom. You should be
Some
cooking.
food.
You
They
know,
went to
you
go.
should be cooking. You should be cooking, bro. At 11, bro. You outside with your son, 14. It's not. It makes no sense. You're looking for drama, Alpha Diamonds. Let's be honest. You're looking for drama. You
She's
know,
an
I know those. I know.
independent black queen.
I know those areas, bro. I would not even get out of my vehicle to say hi to anybody, bro. That's too dangerous, man. You know, but that's the world we live in, man. And it's
Exactly.
sad. It's sad, but I'm glad that you brought that up. But that twerking, man, bro, man, that got me feeling some kind of way, bro. I'm like, I'm laughing at it at the same time. I'm like, I'm feeling. I don't know. I mean, for
Hey,
you,
that's what they
for
do
you.
in America.
I mean, because you did the black you did the black culture, right?
Right.
You remember when you did the black culture? You talk about the white culture. Well, you remember that
Yeah, yeah,
the cracker,
yeah. I did
yeah,
that.
yeah. And people did not feel it. You know,
But they are seeing
people
it.
like John Nola, right? They did not feel it. They were crying alive and all of that, right? Now they
Exactly.
get to you get to show them the result of it, and now they're coming back talking about, yeah, we were the first. I mean, come on now.
Exactly.
They
He wants your sympathy. But St. James,
don't want
thanks,
our
man.
sympathy, man. I
Thanks
mean,
for
thank you, man.
calling.
Thank you, man. I'll see you on the other one, man.
Sounds good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's brought us to the end of today's session. If you are late to class, make sure you go back to the beginning to make sure you don't fail this summer quarter. Um, as you guys know, in Negrology 101, we will not be giving affirmative action, credits in this class. You will have to master this class. You would be given tests, and if you don't pass, you get an F. You get an F. As you can see, I am clearly not Professor Jimmy Smith, meaning I'm not white. I can only slice and dice it in the most honest way. And, my next topic I'm going to be bringing is going to be, you guys know how, like, some white people have figured out a way to snitch, like call cops on black criminals without people accusing them of being racist. They figured this out because the blacks thought they had the racist card. But let me tell you, the white man invented racism. There's no way the blacks can beat them with the racists. One thing I love about white people, they would invent something, but there is always something in the corner they put that can unravel this other plan. I would be bringing that to you and explain to you. And in fact, white people might want to watch that show because that class might help them more than anyone. You don't how to call 911 on a black criminal without being accused of being a racist. I would be showcasing that here in another segment. So, as you guys know, the conversation, I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it too. Please, you guys are very, very stingy with your likes. I don't know what it is, what I have to do to get you guys to hit the like. Do I have to start offering you guys camel milk or cheese? Like, what's going on? You can't even hit the like. You've definitely enjoyed watching me talk about, what happened in Chicago. I broke it down, went straight into what is happening in Ghana, Akwaba, by the way, to all of you. The twerking. I have shown all, even the race hustlers, the pretendians, they're all people that denied that Atlantic slave trade had ever happened. We broke it all down. We brought the panel in. They gave their 2 cents. So therefore, please hit the like, and I will be sure to see you in the next one, because the more people that get the information from Negrology 101, the more they would become aware. So therefore, they would see that, you know what, it might be okay to twerk at Walmart. No problem. It might be okay to wear, like, like go to the salon and twerk over there. Maybe it's okay, but maybe when you do it at Elmina Castle, it's going to upset other people. And they've talked about it. Me personally, I'm not upset. I'm just, like I said, I'm a negrologist. I do not take these things personal. I am just teaching a course here. That's all I'm doing. So please do not hesitate to, contribute to the Negrology class here, either at Cash App or at Super Chats. But Cash App is preferable because Google, there's something about YouTube, they take half of it. So therefore, to make sure, we're able to finally build a Negrology institution, let us please find a way to bypass YouTube, Google in their shenanigans. I don't want to keep you waiting. I'm going to go try to get some vibranium, meaning food, for me. And yeah, I had a great time, and I want to thank you guys again, and I will definitely catch you on the next one. Until then, I'm out.
Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you? Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you? Big flex, my swole up, double cup and I'm pulled up. Niggas hating like hold up. What's